space like this, and they have to fight off people. Like, you have to fight. You cannot just let people run stuff out unless you're going to run out literally every single tile, so the person who has height can't do anything.
True.
Oh, not a good turnaround. Jump dive. You gotta take your time, buddy. Take every.
Oh no!
Oh, he was trying to do the delayed.
Yeah, you can't do that anymore. Oh,
that was dangerous. And Max Out City only has one more player, so it is up to their other player to do it.
I'm watching Eevee's perspective right now. If they have the height, they should be taking this slow, but I'm guessing they don't. Yeah, going ahead and dropping.
Well, it doesn't matter if they have the height. Like, the thing is, both Max Out City players were below. There was only 2 Max Out players.
Okay.
Like, so I think they I think they were just going for a drop, so that way they could drop Max Out to the very bottom and take advantage of that. Is my guess.
Yeah, it looks like I'm guessing Eevee's about to drop here because they have this entire section to themselves. Yeah, look at, I believe that's Karate Man up top, just slow jumping.
Yeah, Karate Man's just gonna win this out. Like, the only way is Max Out City needs to. No, there's too much. There's too much. Unless Karate Man could make a mistake, but that's about it. And as we do look at the other team, we do have another hex going on, but this is only a 2 Elim hex, so it is a dangerous one. We have 2 Heisenberg blues up top, and I don't think that is the play. You do want to maximize your tiles, but you want to run out stuff on your opponent. Send one person to play the whole opposing team and run out everything you can.
Yep, looks like that's exactly what they're doing now. They heard you speaking, Neon. 3-foot dropping from that yellow to purple, making the gamer jump.
So Max Out City did a good job surviving with only 2 people, making it down to a 1v1, but
really?
I don't think there's enough tiles. Yeah, it's only Karate Man and the last player on Max Out City currently who's just jumping at the bottom, but they're going to run out of tiles very soon, unless they can make some crazy jumps. And by crazy, I mean undoable jumps.
Looks like that's going to finish it for them. GG's to the Messengers.
So that's going to put them up 3-0. But again, we literally have seen this, literally the 3rd time we've seen a 3-0, but people can come back. It's not over yet, everyone. Max Out City just hasn't found the game that they are strong at yet. And once they find it, they're going to go ham on it.
Definitely. Looks like they did have one person back out. Sure, they're reconnecting.
Either that or they're taking the advantage of a sub, right?
True. That is very true. I believe Nima, their sub roster.
Speaking of which, Max Out City does not have any subs.
Oh, never mind then.
The Messengers do. They have a long sub list.
Yes, they came prepared. They're one of the most prepared teams in the tournament.
You know what's crazy about the Messengers? I want to mention this. They have the ability to just be like, one round use one team, and then the next round there's like, you gotta play this round. Like, they could have a lineup that's like really good at hex rounds, and then a lineup who's really good at jump around, be like, oh, it's our turn to pick, we're gonna do jump around. Let's send in the jump around crew.
That's so funny. Yeah, if they have a suspicion of what the other player or what the other team will be hosting, they can totally swap in players.
Dude, this is even smaller than the last one, I think.
5 people, so it should be, what is that, 6 wide? Looking pretty small. What is the matchup numbers here? We got 3 versus 2 with the Heisenberg Blue player advantage.
Yeah, it is 3v2 and Heisenberg Blue. The guys really need to step up. They won that high seeding, but they're not getting all the performances. But to be fair, not a single person, not a single team besides Backspawn Boys got a crown. So we don't know people's like ability to clutch around it. Like, we're seeing that as we go.
Yeah, very, very true. I mean, it is only a 2v3, and they got 3 people, I think maybe even, yeah, they got 3 people on comms giving them help here, so.
Messengers got a big advantage going straight through the middle, gonna pull up that crown on the Lost Temple.
Nice. Wow. Nemo
just
was
looked
right
down
there.
And I saw that, yep. So it was Messengers had the 2 leads going into that middle room, and they had one go just check to see if it was the finish, and one go across missed, but the check was the correct check for a middle victory. But let's get back up here because I do not want to miss what's going on at the top as well, as the Messengers go 4-0 up with a quick round pick, by the way.
Yeah, that was a quick round pick. It caught me off guard, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we're having a little bit of trouble. It's Heisenberg has 3-1 right now. This is going to be a fight and a half for the guys, but it's still a Hexaroll, so anything can happen. You just need to make sure if there's going to be a jump off, you have one of your players literally on top of it. Good suicide grab there.
Yep, and it looks like Drew Crew was just chilling on the side. Very smart play. Don't commit all your players to getting out the remaining player from the guys. GG's Heisenberg Blue.
So far it is a Fall Masters tradition in round 1 to go 4-0 somewhere.
Yeah. It is actually
at minimum. At minimum.
Yeah. Honestly.
So with that, Heisenberg doing the upset technically and pulling ahead with 4 victories. Let's see if they can get this last one as we see the Messengers and Max Out City going at it in a roll off for the victory on the Messenger side. Max Out City just trying to get some wins back on that board.
Yeah, no, it's awesome to see this variant 2 for their potentially final match, because this is actually, out of all 20 variants in roll off, this is the hardest one.
To be fair as well, Max Out City has taken this a very smart approach, because these last 2 rounds that they picked, the first ones were multi-stage rounds. And every time they got to the final, they were always down players. So they decided in these last 2 rounds to go into rounds where it's just, here's the final so we can go up against you 5v5. We need an even playing board going into the final round. So it was very smart decisions by Max Out.
Yeah, that's a really, really good point, Neon.
But speaking of that good point, they are already down 4-5.
No, I mean, they're
double.
committing 2 players. It worked.
It worked. It definitely didn't work with the way they wanted it to, but it doesn't matter if it works.
That Messenger player was not able to recover in time. Unfortunately, it does look like another Max Out City member did go down, so it is a 4v3 with the Messengers leading with the player count here.
What I'm seeing right now is it looks like Max Out City has a lot of their players. Oh, another one?
Getting hit by the wall. Couldn't clutch up.
Yeah, needed to dive a little bit lower. Got stuck in the wall. Or
I think that was actually stuck in a house, stuck in the wall.
I mean, he's still alive, but...
Yeah, no, I think it was just a good old spectator delay, yeah.
All right, well, this is still possible. We've seen 2v1s across the board, and this is just 2 2v1s. I love these visual bugs, though. They're the greatest thing in the world.
And it looks like they did pick Slime Scraper time up top again.
Yeah, so that's going to be fine. We'll be able to see around, but I do love seeing a lot of Slime Scraper time because I want to see aggressive teams.
Yes, that is really cool to have that as an environment where you can fight on. Ooh, another Max Out City player goes down. I believe it's now a 4v1?
It is a 3v1,
okay.
And it's up to this player to do everything for Max Out City with a lucky dive in. So let's see if you can 1v3 for your team to play another round. Oh,
suicide grab, GG. That was a smart play there.
Yeah, it's too dangerous to be jumping gaps when you're right next to an enemy player. However, going back to the top, so we're making sure, because they're about to finish up their rounds as well. It does look like we're getting some grabs, and I think the guys should be trying to get a couple kills at least and try and slow down a player if they can. But I don't know if it's 100% worth it. But if you can get good resets like that, you're doing great. But Heisenberg Blue did a better reset, so that way they can play a little more aggressive.
Have any players gone down in the Slime Scraper?
I do not know. I was very focused on the final down there, but it looks like they're all going in for the qual now, so I don't think anyone's left behind other than this.
Gotcha. And that was
there's one.
Oh, there is one Heisenberg remaining.
Oh, looks he was trying to do some of the cheeky jumps. Yeah, it's gonna be a game.
Oh, here we go.
I think he gets one more free chance though, if I'm not mistaken. And these black beans, they blend into the wall.
Oh, this is Vilmer. Vilmer is an expert at avoiding getting reefed. Watch Vilmer's. Yep, there we go. I know Vilmer's playstyle too well. Oh, almost getting passed.
I mean, I mean, if he pants him on this jump, he can't make it.
Yeah, he's gonna try to go around again. That's Vilmer's classic play.
He can't mess it up though. Now he's got 2 people grab him, but these players need to be careful. If they grab each other, it's over.
True.
Keep one person near the wall and one person to grab Vilmer.
Oh my god.
Grab one more time. Go off on the left.
Wow.
Oh my lord!
Kill.
He stalled just long enough. He had to go for it. But getting rid of Vilmer is big for the guys. They needed every player advantage that they can get.
I believe that was Adam Elf with the clutch, perfectly timed grab on Vilmer there. Vilmer going down.
And that's it.
Yep.
Just Vilmer.
And now they have that 5-4 advantage that they desperately needed.
Yeah, every advantage is going to be useful for every team. But the thing is, that does mean Vilmer was showing off his strats, what he was planning on doing if they go into this map. So there is a way. Now let's see if they can go through another one. But the question is Heisenberg Blue just going to do a 4 qual as fast as possible? Or are they going to plan to fight back this round?
If I were them, I feel like I would just take the qual and then just go ahead and fight the 4v5 out in the final. They've proven they are finalist players. They are able to handle themselves quite well. That's what I would do personally, but I could also see them going for at least trying to tie it up.
I believe in most of their finals, they also have had the advantage on numbers, though, which is something to think about.
True. There was a lot of solo shows, meaning there was a round before going into the final. Very good point.
All right. Oh, and it looks like the guys want to fight a little bit more, though.
Looks like they do. Oh, yeah, I didn't think that. It makes sense. They're going to push their lead. They now have the advantage.
Yeah, because they can afford suicides now.
True. Yeah, it would just push their lead even further.
Yeah, it looks like 3Punch is like, nope, I'm just calling. I'm getting out of here.
I'm going to take all the safe pathing. Y'all can do what you want.
No. Yeah, just get away from me. Let me just roll through. I can't wait for 3Putt to qual just because I want to see what's going on with everyone else. I haven't seen any deaths come up though, so that's the important part, is watching that top right side of these screens to see if a death comes up. Yeah. And oh my lord, every time 3Putt like gets a really just like, all right, I got away, all of a sudden the guys are just right in front of him again.
Wow, not letting up either, staying on 3Putt.
Yeah, the question is this going to be it? Like, 3Putt gets options, because even if 3Putt didn't make that, 3Putt got a reset and could just do it again.
True, and he was able to do that nice jump around the wall, getting past them.
All right, let's see. We do have people waiting there at the end. How many more do we have from Heisenberg? We do have a fight going on right here. The point of this fight, by the way, for those who are newer at the game and don't understand the fighting aspect of this, is you do want to get in front of your opponent. And by in front, I mean further to the back of where the slime will appear first. So that way you can push them off of this treadmill first. And it looks like this last Heisenberg player may not know the wall jump strategy. So they're going to have to figure out how to do this with 2 people attacking.
Maybe they're baiting them to get them to stick around, and hopefully they mess up.
Yeah, to be fair, the other person from the guy was waiting up on the wall to make sure that no one could make that jump.
Oh, smart. Okay.
So we'll see what happens, but this is a fight. It might actually just be a fight, because if you die, you're done here right now. Are we going to see another maxing it to the last second? Say, hey, let's play this game.
Oh my god!
Are you going to chicken?
It's chicken. Lead.
This is literally chicken right now. Oh, good play. Deaths, still safe, still safe.
Are they going to continue fighting?
Oh, I would continue fighting. I love fight, especially 2 people here.
Oh, they all just decided to go in. Interesting.
Yeah, to be fair in that situation, if you're in a 2v1 and you're going to get popped back, you immediately go to one of those flippers and go for the finish.
Oh. GG's, Nima. Thank you so much for playing and participating.
But with that, it's still a... Oh, one of Heisenberg's players did fall.
Really?
This is a 5v3.
Oh, I missed that. Oh my god, that's actually huge for the guys.
And a jump showdown. I mean, they have to win out here. This is the comeback time.
Oh, here we go.
I'm a big fan of Max Out City right now. A great screen choice to sit right there.
Oh, they actually, it looks like they ended up going offline.
They did.
Yeah,
that's why I like. That's why
yeah. It was perfect smile ended on.
Man, literally all 5 of the players for the guys are over there with just one of the Heisenberg players just like, no, I can't be here with you guys.
It's like they're honking around, saluting each other.
I mean, there's not much you can do for about the first 45 seconds to a minute of this map unless you get a sick double pop.
True, or even like a pop into a fan, but no fan, just vanilla showdown here.
Yeah, and with the start of this round, it does look like it's just going to be a single side based on how the tiles are falling.
Yeah.
But
could still
do
be a
have
split.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's a high chance that blue's gonna go down.
Oh, both teams sit one player over to the other side to play it out. They're like, we still want the 0 if it can exist. Oh my lord! Okay, it was a fallen tile. If that wasn't the fallen tile, Heisenberg could have, or the guys could have gone off on the null potential.
Yeah. If I were the Heisenberg blue, I feel like I almost would have kept the 3-4 on this side to at least like have the chance to win and nullify the round, like win this side.
Yeah, I agree, but I think because there was a null potential. Yeah, I agree. But however, I'm surprised we're not seeing suicide grabs right now.
Yeah, no, maybe we're not at that point. No, I think the bar is quick enough. Wow, evening it up a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. This is why you want to be doing these suicide grabs earlier, because you'll fall apart like that if you don't go first.
2v2. Oh my god.
The guys are being way too passive right now.
This may become a 5-0 sweep.
That was a good grab. Guys up 2-1, 2-1.
All right. Might be able to come back here. And abusing that lead after all. There is a suicide grab.
There's the suicide we needed.
Well played. Woo.
That's going to give the guys on the board, but that's going to mean the Heisenbergs get to pick the round from here on out.
True. That is very true. Yep, the guys are going to have to keep winning with Heisenberg's server and show choice.
It looks like the Messengers, I don't know. Are they playing... Is this squads? Are they just playing squads?
Yeah, there's hanging out.
You know what's crazy? I just want to mention this now. The Messengers decided to play squads, which means they told one of their players to go F off.
No, actually, I think 2 of the players told the other 3 to F off because there's a crocodile random on their team.
Oh, so are they just sniping with 3 and 2 or something?
Oh, maybe that's what it is. Not sure. I think they're just having fun on the new pixel mode.
Well,
yeah.
Okay. I love pixels so much. Oh, did they add more pixel stuff to make?
Like different.
Because I don't remember this mouse.
Well, I don't know.
Like some of these icons, I'm going to talk about it because I'm waiting for the other game to go.
Yeah, it's the number 3. But yeah, they added the Pixel Palooza, I believe it's called. It's just the Battle Royale pixel painters.
Oh.
Yeah, so you just back-to-back rounds until you play the finals, which I believe is a pixel painter final.
Oh my lord. Dude, I want to see like a custom 60 people in one of these just because I want to see people take advantage of the exploit to go to other people's boards, and I just want to see every team doing it.
I think they finally patched that.
Oh, can you 4-man over it?
No, yeah, I think they finally patched that out fully. They failed the first patch, but now they made sure that it's fully patched.
Okay. I had no problem with it because it was fair that you so say I jumped to the right board and took one puzzle. That means I got 1 point while my team got 4 points on our board. That means the team to our right can only get 4 on that board, but they could jump over to the left and still get that final point. Like, it's fair, but you just need to know how to get over.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, it looks like they're going to a final 2 here. It looks like we did get comms from the chat from Callie and Breaker that they have fixed the exploit for sure, and that there were maps added. That's cool. Oh, here we go. Finals time.
Let's see if we're going to follow the truth. Are these guys going to split in a way that gives an advantage to a specific team?
Yeah, I am curious to know why they chose Lost Temple. But I know they did win on their previous temple. 5v5, here we go.
They had quite a lead on their previous temple. I believe that temple, though, was from a solo, or was it straight up? Oh, that's two. All right, they actually stayed 2 left, 2 right, and 1 middle on both teams, so this isn't even across the board.
Oh my god, it's going on the inside path. 3-foot's going all the way across. It does open.
Yeah. 3-foot has the advantage.
Nope.
Oh, that's not great.
That is
oh,
not great at all. Oh, there just looks like there is a Heisenberg blue up there. Oh my god, it goes over.
Could go middle?
A high chance of middle here, I believe. Yep.
Yep, middle. So they checked it.
I don't see who's up there. I believe it's a Heisenberg.
I think Heisenberg had the lead.
And there you have it, y'all.
Yep. And Heisenberg going 5-1, making it gonna be in the semifinals here. Messengers versus Heisenberg on side 2, which is seed number 3 versus seed number 7, right? Or seed number 6?
Yeah, 3-7. Correct.
Or 3. Okay, I just want to make sure. So seed 3 and 7. Seed 3 being the Messenger, seed 7 the Heisenbergs, and then on the other end we have seed 1 back spawn boys versus seed number 4, I believe, which is the MFN Avengers.
There we go. There we go. It's going to be exciting going into the semifinals now, y'all. We are going to take another 10-minute intermission as we get that set up, but we will be showing all the semifinal matches at the same time. So make sure the players are all ready to get going here. But with that, we're going to take our 10-minute intermission, and thank you all again for supporting Fall Masters. All right, we are back. Let me just make sure all the scene transition over properly. Let's go. Everything looking good. Neon, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm just waiting for the last little bit, which is to watch these beautiful ads that we have here and to full screen them up.
Yep, here we go. Looks like we're also waiting on Bushy to go live as well, unless something happened. I hope everything's going okay over there. Sure, we'll get comms on that shortly.
So out of we've seen all these teams play. We've seen an idea of what they're doing. The only team we don't have any knowledge of is Backspawn Boys in this style of play.
That's so very true.
Out of Avengers, Messengers, and Heisenbergs, sorry I used everyone's last name except Heisenbergs because I chose the bigger part. Which one do you think has shown a stronger and more dominant performance? Not so much against their opposing team, but based off of the rounds they've been playing.
Ooh. I feel like due to the matchup that it was, Heisenberg Blue has shown that they have great communication skills across many different maps, including Frantic Factory, which is no easy feat to have good communication and make sure you have so many players qualifying going through.
I actually completely agree with Heisenberg's in the sense, like, when we were mentioning that maxed out, or were they the one, make sure I'm not dumb? No, it's the Messenger. I'm going with the Messengers. Because maxed out before was making sure that they were playing very strategically and noting that they were losing in certain kinds of matches. They changed what they were playing, which is the smart move. That's the way you should be playing. If you're losing at something and realizing you're not playing well in a specific way, change it so you can play a different way. But the Messenger still adapted and overcame all of that.
True. That was very true.
Nothing to take away from the Avengers or Backspawn Boys. Just Backspawn Boys we haven't seen do this 5v5 stuff. And the Avengers, they had a very different kind of showing where they took 4 immediately and did let up 2. It looked like they got to the point where they're like, oh, this is 1, and it feels like they thought they were 1 in that situation. But I feel like they're not going to do that again because they saw what happened, and just letting up 2 games, even if you're ahead more, is scary because that means it's not 5 games to win for your opponent. It's 3 games. It could be 2 games. It could be 1 game. You need to be going full force on every single one of these games.
Yeah, it is crazy to think that some of these finals that these players are choosing are like 30-second finals, you know, Lost Temple. You have to be so locked in that moment. It really does put so much pressure on these teams' communication skills in any given environment, especially Lost Temple.
Not even communication, as well as, like, that is one big aspect, but then you also have the huge aspect of your potential focus, because you could have a dog just walk by you in your room, and if you look at it for 1 second or take note of it, most professional video game players, by taking note of something going on around them that is not their game, is going to be that slight couple frames difference from how you were playing, and every single step matters, especially if you're doing a race round, especially if you're doing a survival round. Like, every single round matters. The only one that you can get away with something else happening is like perfect match where everyone quals.
True. Very true. Let me go ahead and check on the back end, make sure these teams are pinged correctly, make sure everything's good to go.
It should be the Messenger. Everything looks good on my end. And just so we are aware, one more time, we do have Backspawn Boys who did receive a bye in round 1. So they got seed number 1 versus the MFN Avengers, who seeded number 4. And on the second part of the half, the right half or bottom half, depending if you're visually looking at it or looking at the bracket, it is Heisenberg Blue, seed number 6, sorry, not 7, versus the Messengers, seed number 2. So we're about to ready to see a lot of this stuff, but the interesting thing about the teams that are still here is the guys won the tiebreaker and got seed 3. But out of the teams that are currently still here, Backspawn Boys in seeding got 15 points, The Messengers got 6 points, and then the MF and Avengers got 5 points. But then you look all the way down to Heisenberg Blue. In those 3 games, they were only able to get 1 person in a final in all 3 games.
Yeah,
it's definitely a different style of game, but that is very concerning nonetheless.
Yeah, I didn't even think about how the seeding scores playing out in here. Heisenberg Blue only getting 1 point on the board, yet having such a good performance in the previous round. How will it verse going against the Messengers, who we saw also playing really well and doing well, like you said, getting second in seeding?
Yeah, it looks like the Messengers, being the higher seed, are gonna pick a Thin Ice Trials. I kind of don't like that choice.
I don't like it either.
I like Thin Ice. I think it's always a fun game, but I think I don't like that choice for the fact we just discussed Heisenberg Blue not doing so well in the seeding and only getting 1 person in the final. Why wouldn't you just take that knowledge and say, solo show?
Yeah.
Literally make them do it again.
That's true. They are cracked at solo show. They've not lost. I don't think they've lost a single solo show.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different ideas, but we are going to get layered. Got a nice layered cake, which does mean you can't just go for a quick strategy. It is first round, so I'm getting excited for nothing. But not many people will run the ring, so this is going to be a strong fight at the middle for a while.
I'm curious to see if anyone's gonna go for like a huge hole in the center.
I'm gonna say it really quick. Mods, be ready to restart round 1. I'm not saying there was a leak, but there might have been a leak.
Thin Ice is good though.
Not for Thin Ice, for the Backspawn Boys game. They may have leaked that lobby.
Gotcha.
Just so they're aware ahead of time. I think I saw the code, so wanted to make sure that was well known.
Definitely.
But going back, we do have the Heisenbergs versus the Messengers. It's Heisenberg Blue, actually. I just like saying the something.
Yeah, Team The.
Team The versus Team Blue. We'll go that way. We'll use the small side of the name. But let's get on to it, because people are about ready to start dropping like flies with how much is left here.
Yeah, not a single elimination yet. This is going to be intense.
I do see a lot of players. 2 Heisenbergs are converging on each other. That's not the best thing you want to see right here.
Squeegee Eevee going down. But I know it's for sure 1 Messenger down. Let's see how that... Look for the other player that got out. Oh, 2 Messengers going down. Wow, that's not a good look already. 5v3 going into round 2 on a Thin Ice. That they chose, by the way.
Yeah, Heisenberg just saying, coming up clutch, being a bottom seed team in this tournament, just saying, we don't need to pick the rounds. We'll just let you pick them and win.
Yep. That's so funny. Like, yeah, we don't care what you pick. We'll come in here at a lower seed. That's fine. That actually works better for us, apparently.
However, do think about this. The disadvantage going into round 2, and this is something to think about, is if it goes down to almost nothing again, yes, it's a 5v3, but the team of 3 has people who are looking ahead and learning the map and aren't focused on having to play, while the team of 5 has to focus up and everyone has to survive. They don't have that overhead looking down upon them.
That's very true. A lot of mental in a longer tournament like this too, because if you know you are one of the players that has been performing well throughout the course of the tournament, you start putting more pressure on yourself. So it's really up to the teammates to like make sure everyone's mental is good, because you have to every single episode is a brand new slate.
Yeah, every single one. It's a brand new slate, and you have to be able to do that mental refresh. Yeah, maybe you could make a bad decision and accidentally grab a teammate, causing you and your teammate to die in a round. You lost a point. It's 1 point. That's not the game. Brush it off. Go to the next one. You can make yourself mad when you go back and start practicing. Do not pull yourself in a tournament.
True. Mental is everything. Looks like we have messengers trying to make some aggressive plays. It is smart. They are down 2 players already.
Yeah, definitely what you want to be doing, because otherwise what Heisenberg's going to do is they already have enough of a lead that they could just cut off half the map and be like, hey, we'll just make these 2 people survive while we do a 3v2 on the other side.
True.
And we are getting down to the nitty gritty where it's going to be cut.
Are they going for that? It almost seems like... Okay, we have 2 Heisenbergs on the same side with 3 Heisenbergs on the same side. 3 players leaving that side.
Yeah, 3 players went to a dangerous side. The other side, I think, has a little bit more to work with, but it was good enough. I think people were running the other side.
Yeah, it looks like one of the Heisenbergs decided to go for a suicide play, which is smart.
Yeah, because you already have a 2-player advantage. Suicides are always a solid play if you have a player advantage, especially, and I always say it like this, you can always use your weaker performing player versus the opponent's stronger performing player, and if you can get that suicide off, it's always a plus for your team.
Yeah, no, that's a really great point. All right, looks like
we got 2 finals.
Yeah, Backspawn Boys, being that they are the higher the seed, decided to go into a roll call.
Yeah, so this is going to be interesting. We do have the roll off between our seed 1 and our seed 5, which could be, or seed 4, my bad, which could be a really interesting matchup. While we are going into the finals of Thin Ice, I have no idea which one will end first, but they honestly, sadly, will end roughly around the same time.
Yep, they're both about, the classic 3 to 3:30 minute final.
This is a good call by Heisenberg. Ooh. They are playing the 4v, I believe it was a 4v2, right?
Yes, yeah, it is a 4v2. Looks like, are they cutting the map in 3?
They're cutting the map in 3, which I think is a good call, but I think that benefits the messengers a little bit more. I think they definitely should have gone for half and then gone for quarters.
Yeah, totally.
But with this, they do have a strategy, and the biggest thing about a team strategy is that everyone is on board and knows what's going on with the strategy. If you don't know what the strategy is on your team is not playing as a team.
You know what the Heisenberg could do here, since they have such a huge lead, is give a decent, like, quote unquote, decent looking island to a messenger, and then have cut that off, and then have all your teammates jump off, and then you have a huge island to yourself.
Yeah, I do agree with that, but I think the messengers, most of the players here are definitely thinking about that. We do have a dead player. I do not know if it was a messenger or a Heisenberg.
It was unfortunately a messenger, so now it's a 4v1 scenario.
Oh, then it's very easy. You cut off the map down the middle, you send 1 to the 1 island side, and then you have all 4 of the other players. Don't even go for the kill, just run.
Looking up top really quick, it is a 5v3. 2 Backspawn Boys have actually gone down here.
Oh, and that was a suicide right there, getting rid of another one.
Very smart play.
So we've seen 4v2s. They actually can come back, but this is really a big advantage for Avengers. But again, like I was saying, that's round over at the bottom. Yep. We did get the winner there being 3-putt, so that is a win on Heisenberg Blue. But we are coming back up, and we are still focused on what's going on with Backspawn Boys and I almost said it, and MF and Avengers, but it's a 2v2 right now.
Oh my god.
And it is crazy out here.
Came back. Wow.
All right, so the streamer for the Avengers is a missed grab and a suicide, not even a suicide, just held them in and then just walked away.
GG's to Backspawn Boys. Unfortunately, it looks like Bushy tried going for a last-second god jump on the first gap on the blue and didn't make it. And then you said it was a suicide grab going down, or tried?
It was Backspawn Boys grabbing Avengers and was going. It looked like a potential suicide, but the thing is, Avengers died in the slime, and Backspawn Boys still walked away from it.
Dang, it was a close one for sure, and it's crazy too that at one point it was a 4v2 with the Avengers leading with 4.
Yeah, that is crazy. Avengers, if they have an advantage like that, you cannot let something like that go. Those kinds of advantages don't come often, especially now that we're in the semifinals. We're talking about every single one of these teams. I think the worst victory that we had and I say that as worst, not in a mean way, was Avengers winning a 5-2. So all these teams took a defining victory over their opponent in round 1, and now they're just ready to go. Backspawn Boys didn't have to take a victory off an opponent, but they showed their dominance in the customs.
That's a great point. Oh man, I am glad to see these teams fighting each other. I think we're gonna finally see a lot of wins throwing back and forth. This is not going to be a 5-0, a 5-2. I think this is going to be potentially, a 6-4 or a 6 or a 6-2 or 6-0, because this is first to 6. Let's make sure to put that out there. This is now the semifinals, so it's first to 6, no longer first to 5.
In case we forgot to mention that, which we definitely did. Forget that we forgot about it.
Yes.
But you knew the whole time it's first to 6.
It is in the rules, which you can check in the Discord. Anyone can join, !Fall Masters.
So we're going to ignore the top round because they're going to go into a thin ice trial as we see what goes on with this Lost Temple. And we do see the strategy where they do 2 right, 2 left, and go through.
Looks like messengers are tap grabbing Heisenberg a lot. Interesting.
Yeah,
they're holding back 3-put because they know how good 3-put is at Lost Temple. Wow.
Oh, they can turn and grab. They have 3 people in the lead right now.
Yep, it looks like they checked the north door.
No.
Didn't open though. It's looking good.
Yeah, they checked all the wrong.
Wow.
They keep checking the wrong door. This is going to be a fight and a half.
Oh no.
Oh, 3-putt getting a bad hit there.
It was a backwards path. Can't see who's that up front though.
Who's taking the path though?
Someone's way up front.
Is that a message? That's 2 messages. 3 messengers.
3 messengers. Oh my god. Someone must have made the call to check that door.
Oh my lord.
Wow.
They better turn around and start. They don't even care. They're all going for it.
Let's go. All right, we have a 1 versus 1 matchup now. GG Savam.
A strategy is a strategy as long as it works.
Correct. That was beautiful, seeing all 3 knowing it was a backwards path, or at least one of them knew, giving that calm right away. Phenomenal stuff.
Yeah, and I think that only really worked because Heisenberg Blue didn't have any sort of advantage there, and since there was no advantage, they didn't have time to stop and think. They had to race the whole time, and that's the big part that mattered, and that's where you got to keep your comms under control during that stress.
That's true. That's very true. I would love to know how stress inducing those comms were, because that was the first backwards path Lost Temple we've seen all day.
Yeah, to be fair, this would have been the second round. You're only back 1, not the worst thing to be stressed out about, but you do not want to give up any leads when you've seen every team start running away with it and just taking the momentum with them. But looking at the top, we still have no one dead in this Avengers versus Back Boy spawns. Oh my lord, what a grab! You got a little too
caught
close
Bushy
to
off
the
guard
sun,
there.
boys.
Oh my god.
As I always like to say, Icarus was too close to the sun. For those who know, you know. If you don't worry about it. And with that, who is the second one?
Yeah, I know we lost 1 Avenger first. Oh, 2 Avengers going down there.
Yeah, this is Back Spawn Boys saying, we're ready for this. Let's take a bigger lead.
For real. There's another round they have to load into, and it looks like, I didn't see the mode that they had selected, but it looks like Messengers and Heisenberg are going into their 3rd match right now. They're currently dropping in.
Yeah, with Heisenberg's picking, let's see, they've picked a thin ice. They like thin ice because they've done those before. And what else did they pick in last round? I believe they did roll call as well. Or no, they only got to pick 1 round last time. They only picked thin ice.
Who picked?
So I think that's Heisenberg. Yeah, in the first round, Heisenberg picked thin ice round 1 and then won everything.
Wow.
So I think they're a thin ice team.
That's really cool. I did not anticipate anyone picking thin ice as their main, but I love to see it. It is a very strategic final.
Or sorry, my bad. They chose it round 2 because they had to pick. Wait, did Heisenberg didn't even get a chance to pick last round?
No, they did. Because
they're the lower seed.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, the team on the left has higher seed, so Backspawn Boys has higher seed, and so does the Messengers.
Yeah. But I'm saying in round 1 of this tournament,
Yeah, it was
Heisenberg won
messengers.
5-0 without ever getting to see one single. They never got to pick a round. This is the first round they picked.
Wow, that's really mind-blowing.
But going back, we do see round 2 back Spawn Boys versus the Avengers. For those of you tuning in, they are not all in the same map.
No. Yeah, the team who are hosting each of these have both just randomly decided to pick Thin Ice at the moment. These are 5v5 customs, direct combat, no other outside influence.
So this is gonna be a challenge. Like, oh, look at that grab!
Yeah,
oh
I'm
my
watching.
lord, because you can't risk anything like that. Like, you cannot afford it because they can just suicide with you. Backspawn Boys has such an advantage right now.
Wow.
Oh, and that cutoff, that was such teamwork right there.
They're really pushing their lead here.
Oh yeah, they are. And they're sharing tiles on the other side so no one dies.
Oh my god, so smart.
They just made it a 1v5 Thin Ice.
Did they really? Wow.
They're gonna cut, it's over. It's Thin Ice. It's cut the map in half and run out the side that
the other opponent gets
Avengers
stuck on.
is on.
Yeah. There's literally, what, 99-1 odds here of winning a 1v5 Thin Ice?
Yeah, you have to get some insane early kills, which means use the holes that they're trying to cut. So if this is the best case scenario though, we got tiered.
Wow,
so they at least can fight away from the island potential.
If I was whoever this last remaining member of Avengers is, I would start running the side as quick as I can to make it a smaller map so they can't do a big cut. Yep, looks like that's exactly what they're doing. Yep,
you just got to be careful because if anyone runs over to you, they can pop you off if you're too close and you see that aim going towards them.
Yeah, even just to slow them down so they can't cut that map as hard.
Yeah, and once you see them in the middle down to that last layer, you need to go on the counter attack. You need to attack them because you can probably kill them before like they finish up and you might get a pop. But you can't sit there too long because that's also super dangerous.
Yeah, I think they're just going to go ahead and go for the aggressive play, which makes sense, you know, I guess. Just try to kill them before they can split the map.
Yeah, they're splitting the map. They have 3 on one side and they're trying to stop them.
It's a tough scenario all around.
Oh my lord, he killed one!
Wow, that's already been split.
There's too much on the other side.
I think it's been split, yeah, unless he gets these kills right away.
See, the problem with what happened here with the Avengers,
there he goes.
That was insane, is after all that grabbing situation came back, he went back to the side that had less tiles instead of tried to play the side that had more tiles to be able to fight. But with that is going to give another W to Backspawn Boys, showing that they do know the 5v5 scenario and do not care.
Yeah.
As we go back and are seeing who's going with Heisenberg versus the Messengers.
Yeah, this is their round 2. One has been eliminated so far.
Oh, that's super dangerous. You cut one person off from the Messengers back behind you.
Oh, who went down there? I don't know what the split is.
It had to be
now.
Messengers. I think they cut off a Messenger to get there. Because there were 2 Messengers and one made that dive.
Because that was a 4v4. Oh, yeah. Now we have a 3v3. Look at that.
Yeah, 3v3. So this is dead even. This is the kind of match you want to see.
God.
And not only that, the scores are tied 1-1.
Yeah, this is literally such a perfect matchup. I am living for this right now.
So what would you call a strategy in this situation? Because Island is very different when you can have someone on you at all times.
Yeah, I don't think Island is the play here. I think you just play it out, quote unquote, normally with really, really good comms. And just, I feel like this will come down to which team has the better PvP players. Unless they do go for some strategy that I'm just not thinking of. What would you do in this case, Neon?
So I actually am a huge fan of cutting the map in half because then you would either do one of the following. You would get a 2v1 and a 2v1 or a 2v2 and a 1v1. Those are the 2 only options in my opinion. And then what you would want to do is your one player is going to be your best player. and your 2 are going to out of the people who can fight, because then you're just going to sit there and be like, this is the game I'm going, because my best player can fight off 2 people for a while if need be, and my 2 should be able to take on 1 if need be. And you're banking on your team, because that's something that's big, is always have trust in your team. But as the top, we have to focus on is a lost temple, and we do have a big lead, but all this is crashing back together. Everyone's tied together. But with the side route, it actually became beneficial to Black Spawn.
Oh my god, it went middle again. Wow.
So that is very unfortunate for Avengers, because it was a split path there. And in the split path, all the Avengers went one way, which came into a side room, but the next room they had to go was across, where everyone came in the split way and just had to go diagonal, which is closer, making it so that Back Spawn Boys ended up with those 2 front players out of nowhere.
Yeah, and it was a quick temple too. That's what we call the world record temple, because it's the quickest route in terms of rooms to get to the crown. It was super quick.
I absolutely was playing this game with one of my friends, and they told me that the middle door was a thing, and I hit fastest route my first game.
Nice, that's awesome.
And I just tried the middle door. I was like, this is crazy.
Well, it looks like they're just hopping right into the next one. Look at that.
That's fine, but we are getting close to the end of this thin ice with no one dead yet. Alrighty, we'll see how this goes, because this looks like a good cutoff point for Heisenberg if Heisenberg goes for it. I think they should not be double jumping. I think they should go for this cutoff.
Eevee goes down there early by an accidental misjudgment of his positioning. That's going to hurt them.
Yeah, that definitely is not great, but Heisenberg is in the better side right now with their, I think, is that 2 players with the 1 across. So yeah, it's a 2v1 on the better side. They just need to run, because I don't know if the other side can survive long enough, even if they ran.
There's not too much on that other side at this point.
So this messenger might be able to actually win it over here if they can pull it. Oh, what a good
suicide
play.
grab. Wow, well played. 3-puts on fire today. GG's.
The messengers just didn't have the right angle. If they were a little further to the right, they could have stepped backwards onto the other tile and still survived.
Looks like we have 0 eliminations so far in this roll-off.
Yeah, going on, and it's going to be great to see another roll-off go, because this was quite the match last time, and Avengers need to prove something, because they took an advantage and just lost everything, even with that advantage last time.
Yeah, that's true. Hopefully they'll learn from those mistakes. We'll see.
Well, remember, it's going to be hard to get them, because they blend into this orange roller.
Yeah, it's part of their strategy. Ooh,
oh, they just, so close.
They locked in. They were playing a little bit of chicken there.
I feel like Back Spawn Boys could have held a little longer and gone for the kill and turnaround.
Maybe they're worried about giving them the 4v2 again. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I wouldn't be worried about it. I already won it once.
Well, it could. Maybe they just played the early game wrong. Maybe they're better late game on this.
Oh, a bunch of people falling right there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the matchup is now. It's like a 3v3. Looks like
no, it's 3v4, because only 3 people died.
Oh, I see it.
And I believe it is Avengers in the lead again. They have such a strong start, but then they fall apart. That's another
kill from Bushy.
That's a 4v2. It's a 4v2 again. Let's see if Bushy dies on another long jump or not.
I think it's a... Is that it?
That's
there we
it.
go.
They all went down there. Bushy just dives off, spin says done, but we have a lost temple going on right here where, oh my lord, this is a Heisenberg game. 4 players from Messengers went to the right and were all wrong.
Wow, they all doubled down on that.
Yeah, that's not the best, so we'll see if people can catch up. There's 1 Messenger right there. If this right path is it,
yep. 3-put knew the split hadn't concluded yet.
Wow, that's a fall.
Wow.
That's kind of good, because this could be a dive situation.
They're grabbing. Oh, he has to maintain his position.
Oh, the bounce. He hit the bouncer. Wow. Oh, and that would have...
No, I don't think...
I think it was too late, but oh my lord, if he wouldn't have hit that donut, it would have been the Messenger's game.
There is sometimes desync with 3-put's perspective where, like, the Messenger might have gotten the double crown. We'll need video proof from that player. But I think that should just be a Heisenberg win, but I'm gonna need comms from the mods from for the score update here.
Yeah, and we'll get confirmation. They'll still be able to go into their next round like normal, and we'll keep it going.
Totally.
But Avengers on the board. This is everyone on the board.
Yeah, look at that. You know it's the semifinals.
So I don't know anymore. Like, depending on how that round went with Messengers, I might be starting to side with Heisenberg taking this win if they can go 3-1 here. But if you can null out that round, that's going to be very big in general for the Messengers, so they don't leave that gap starting up.
Most definitely. I mean, it is still first to 6 wins, so there's a lot of room for improvement. Anything can happen still.
But none of these teams know how to come back from behind. They haven't had to do it yet.
That's true. That is very true. Okay, it looks like they are reloading. Let me go ahead and message.
Okay, and while we get that all sorted out, just want to give a big update again. We got Backspawn Boys here with seed number 1, 3 points, versus the Avengers, who are seed number 4 with 1 point. I think I said 1 for Backspawn. They have 3, so it's 3-1. The Messengers are out here with seed number 2, got 1 point against seed number 6's Heisenberg Blue, as they're going into another lost temple and just running it out. And we'll see what happens. It does look like it's going to be a very much closer game, as everyone is just piled together. And only one messenger went to the right. It's a split path, but Heisenberg didn't get the memo. So that's going to be a little bit of advantage. But the thing is, the messengers chose the wrong door, giving Heisenberg that lead once again straight to the finish line. And I believe that that is going to be a Heisenberg win. So Heisenberg definitely has 3, but maybe 4 points. We're just still trying to get confirmation on that one round. But as I'm going to go up to the top, I'm going to look at the Avengers versus Backspawn Boys going on in this hexagon. Only 3 people going to be eliminated because it's a hexathlon. So we'll be seeing a lot of hexes, guys, today. If you don't like hexes and you would prefer an octagon, you're playing the wrong game. And with that, we do see a lot of really good grabbing coming from Bushy. Bushy is just telling people, no, this is my area. You go somewhere else. I'm just trying to play and get height, because if you can get height... Oh my lord, there are 4 back row spawners on the same height level. Oh, no, they're just going to hug each other all the way to the floor, it looks like. They definitely are targeting Bushy right now. No one's dead yet. We're still a little high on this board to be able to go anything. But first to bottom is Bushy. This is going to be a little dangerous. He's going to have to start slowing it up.
What was the matchup prior to this? Is this round 1 or round 2 hexathon?
I think this is round 1 based on how fast that lost temple was.
Gotcha.
But unsure 100%, but I believe so. And Bushy is just doing a little checker pattern, so that way no one really knows the correct place to go. People are going to have to really take guesses on where they're going to head in this game. And you may just fall from a layer above and make a mistake in this.
True. Yeah, it is smart to make a lot of holes, like you said. Someone could get pants and then fall straight into them.
Also, it gives you the option to just grab someone, and if you fling them in a specific way because they're running by you, it is over every time. And they're coming after Bushy again. They got the late jump too, but one back-to-back spawn, boys, as you see Avengers get a kill right back and don't care. But who was number 3? It definitely was 1-1.
Okay.
So did we confirm Heisenberg got that other one?
Yeah, so we're at 4-1 now. It is confirmed that those scores are correct. So it was, unfortunately, or not unfortunately, but it was just a single crown winner.
So Avengers going into the next round in a 4-3. In either a hexa roll or a hexaterrestrial. That means we're going to get a hexa roll final for them. So we'll see how they want to play this out.
Yeah, it's crazy how many hexa ring finals we're getting from Hexathon. I'm here for it, though. I think Hexa Ring Final is a much better final than Hexaterrestrial.
I prefer, as long as it's not Hex Terrestrial, I don't care which one it is.
Fair enough.
But we are seeing ourselves in a roll-off down here with Heisenberg Blue taking a big lead over the Messengers to a 1-6 series. Reput just playing a little defensive, saying you can't take this jump. Going for a late transfer there. But almost all of the Messengers are just hanging out in a group right now.
Staying buddy together. This is the hardest variant yet again. 1 out of 20 chance of this showing up. So there's a lot of walls. There's a lot of gaps. This is going to get very, very hectic.
If I was the Messengers, I'd be very worried. This is a map where you actually don't want to group up.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well.
Because the thing is, if I saw my opposing team with all 5 there, I would tell my team, hey, I'm going to go grab them. Because they're going to start grabbing each other. And we do have in the top map, someone did die. Don't know which person it was, but it is.
And the walls are coming in on the map here.
I think I saw 3 people from back row spawn, so it is a 3v3 right now. So it is evened out. So that means someone from the Avengers did drop up there. So we'll see who's next, because someone's going to come out of this into a 2v3 into the final. And as we're waiting on the bottom, it does look like a couple people have dropped, and it does look like Heisenberg is down a player for sure, and Messengers seem to have all 5 of theirs. Oh, and that's a big group and desynced off.
And Avengers goes down there. Wow.
So yeah, that's going to give Backspawn Boys a 3-2 advantage. But on the bottom side, the Messengers are making their comeback. They have a 5-2 going on right now.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's a huge advantage.
Yeah,
wow,
you can
they get another kill. It's a 4v1. Oh. 3v1.
They lost. Yeah, 3v1. 3v1's not bad. Not bad. You just got to get some. Yeah, just go give someone a hug for a while. That's all you got to do is a nice hug. And you just go for someone to survive this whole round. It's all that's needed.
Yeah, it's... Like I said, this is the hardest variant, so people could just die from the map itself.
Who is the Heisenberg that is still going?
I want to say it's Vilmer, but I can't see the name too clearly. It's now a 1v2.
Yeah, it's happening. This is a comeback potential.
Yeah.
Oh my lord, we'll see what you got. A good grab.
Nope, 1v1.
Oh my lord! This is not what you want to see. The Messengers are just falling apart. And Heisenberg just looks so comfortable with what they're doing. They're just chilling, going left to right, knowing the path. You can see that they're pre-moving, and they just know what's about to come.
This is crazy. The Hexa roll is starting. Who even went down? Wow.
I see the Messengers giving a little fist pump, so that's gonna put it 2-4 a little closer. So good job, Messengers, coming out with that. But we still have a strong fight going up top.
Looks like Heisenberg Blue just got pinched by a wall or something. But yeah, no elims yet. It is a 2v3. Backspawn Boys have the 3-player advantage. No one has been eliminated yet.
Yeah, this looks like it's only going to do one more lap, full lap, because it looks like they only got one path at the start again.
Got it.
Oh. But yeah, here comes that one path. Let's see if anyone gets any cheeky grabs coming out. You see Backspawn Boys try to go for it.
Ooh, 2 players just went down, and they're both Avengers. There it is.
Yeah,
as you
immediately see the scale. It's like, it's just us.
Yep. Oh my god. GG to Backspawn Boys.
And thank you for letting us know that it was just Backspawn Boys left. It definitely helps us and the moderator team.
Fun fact, Yusuf is a KBM player. That's why he was able to switch so quickly.
You can't spam your L1 that quick?
No. You can do it on... Because it's left click. You can spam left click way better than L1.
Nah. I got 2 L1s.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up on KBM. Maybe that's why. I got a little bias there.
That's fair. I did not. But we got 2 teams at 4, and this is looking very familiar. We got a 4-2 and a 4-1.
Wow, yeah.
Let's see if the Avengers can pull up another victory and get this another 4-2. But it does look like Backspawn Boys and Avengers are just like, let's get that next game going. We got roll call already picked.
Yeah, they are. Let's see, so Messengers and Heisenberg are one game up in terms of games played.
Yeah, I think Roll Call is the best game for the Avengers. They have been doing the best against Backspawn Boys every round, but then they've just kind of let Backspawn Boys win, like twice. It has happened twice so far. So
True.
We'll see if they can pull ahead with this lead. I think they should just be picking Roll Call from here on out. It's definitely the best performance early game that they've had. They just need to continue doing that and knocking players out.
Here we go. Looks like Heisenberg Blue, as you said, they're just going to pick Thin Ice every time, it looks like, and they picked it again.
Hey, if you have a strategy and it works for you, you go for it. And the thing is, Heisenberg already has the lead, so if they know they're unbeatable here, then they just keep picking it because they're going to get enough rounds that if they lose, they just pick it again.
Yeah, I honestly, part of me is kind of glad that we had to get rid of the variety rule where teams had to pick a new mode each time, because it does make for a better storyline in a way.
Yeah, because it does.
Upset.
I completely agree. Like it gives us a chance to see also the top teams playing something. And who cares if you can pick the same map every single time? If you're the pro at Thin Ice, guess what's happening? I guarantee everyone's like, all right, this team's doing Thin Ice. I'm learning every time I play against them. I'm learning about their strategies on Thin Ice. And then not only that, every game that they're playing when I'm not playing against them, like Backspawn Boys and Avengers, if they have downtime, they can focus on this. Like their subs could be focused on what's going on over here.
Yeah, no, that's very true.
But we are going to see round one of that, and we'll see who ends up going out. Messengers really need to pull out another victory, or they're going to be in a world of hurt soon. But on the top, we do have Avengers and Backspawn Boys doing a roll-off to see who gets 2 or 5
Free
points.
puts in a 1v2 messenger situation here. Goes for the God Jump, doesn't get the jump off. The other messenger go down as well, though. Could have been a potential suicide cutoff, actually.
Yeah, 3-putt might have had a better opportunity if he would have waited and just turned around and said, I'll do a jump off with you instead. Because there were a lot of people around. I think that jump was just a little greedy. Not too much, because there was a lot going on, but it could have been a dangerous potential, like it was, where you just get pantsed and are unable to make it, or a potential pants.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those super split-second decisions that he had to make.
Yeah.
But fortunately, I believe going for that God Jump did cut off the other messenger, so it ended up being like a suicide play. So
yeah, luckily it was a 1-to-1, so definitely coming out of that on a null situation, when if you're in the lead, null is kind of actually not good for you.
True. All right, looking up top, we do have one player going down so far. I believe that was an Avenger, so it's a 5v4 Backspawn Boy lead.
That is not great for a lot of desync happening there.
Yep.
And he got dragged off.
Oh my
That was a
God.
Backspawn Boy got dragged out. See, this is the big thing that we got to remember with Backspawn Boys. They are our European team. So they do have a very different ping, and the grabs are just going to be different versus
Yeah, and
every
unfortunately,
other team
they're
we
also
play.
facing with the elimination bug issues, and unfortunately, that's just a part of the game. I can't have them restart for one player or two players having elim bugs.
Yeah. But with that was a really good grab on Bushy from Backspawn Boys. So we are looking at, now it is a 4v2 right here. This is not in the favor of Avengers. This is not how their previous rounds have been going.
Nice
And
kill from Succeed.
I think Backspawn Boys heard me say, this is the game Avengers to choose, and they said, no.
I think that was it. Yep.
That was it.
Backspawn Boy victory there.
So that's going to put Backspawn victory 1 away. The Avengers are really going to have to check up their next game. When we look back down at the bottom, we do see that one person has been eliminated. Do not know what team it is part of just yet. When we get a better visual of the map, we will see.
Yeah, I'm hopeful as someone who's spectating this super close matchup that it is going to be a 3v3 final, just for that equalness instead of a 4v2. But like you said, we're not entirely sure who did go down first, but we'll find out shortly.
It looks like it was a messenger. I'm looking around now, I see 3 messengers, because they're the easier ones to pick out of this map.
True.
So we'll see. Messengers do need to make a play here. They are the higher seed. They have a chance to do it. But being a higher seed just means they had a better chance at getting finals. They have people who can get to finals. Doesn't mean you can win the final.
Oh, that's a very excellent point. Yes. All right, let's see how it's looking. Yep, 3v3 going into the final. Here we go.
And that's exactly what you want to see. When we got Avengers taking it out, they're like, all right, we'll Lost Temple our way to victory.
Yep, here we go. I'm excited for this.
I am. This is about 30 seconds left potentially for Avengers to be able to play, or do they get another map?
Yeah, here we go. I know 8 loves Lost Temple. He always talks about his seed knowledge. All right, here we go. There is a split.
Yep.
Split hasn't concluded yet. Oh my god, this is a super rare path, Neon. This is a very rare path. We were talking about this on stream the other day.
Well, this rare path has just given a huge advantage to Backspawn boys.
GG's, and that's gonna do it. Backspawn boys are going to the finals.
Yeah, that's 6 right there. Is that just a 2-path victory then?
What was that?
How does that path work?
So basically whoever takes the split path, there's one path that goes quickly to the left side of the map and then straight, and then the other path goes around. So much slower. So it's unfortunate.
Oh, okay, so those who were on the split path were just definitely going to the victory.
Yes, correct. And 8 caught onto it, I think it was 8, caught onto it really quickly, but unfortunately someone from Backspawn Boys was already there.
Yeah, so it was just a little bit behind, couldn't catch up because it was just easy pathing from there and no hard obstacles.
Exactly.
But with this, we do have Heisenberg and the Messengers going at it in a 3v3 to win this round. And again, the Messengers need every point they can because you do not want to be playing when your opponent only needs 1 point left.
Yeah, it looks like they have Eevee on comms here.
And that's really good because Eevee can keep a good eye on everything that's going on. But Heisenberg Blue also has has 2 people who are sitting on comms.
That's true.
And it looks like 3-Putt is one of those people.
Yeah, both of the streamer perspectives are giving comms out to their team.
Alrighty. We'll see how much fighting we're going to see early game versus if it's just going to be some greedy cutting off and that's about it. And that's kind of what I'm expecting, is to see a bunch of greedy cutoffs. That's it, because we're not seeing an island cut. This is going to be a fight here.
Yeah, this is really interesting. Didn't we witness a 3v3 prior? Or did we not?
We witnessed a 3v3, but last 3v3, I believe they still did.
There's a good kill on a messenger. That makes it now a 3v2. That changes the dynamic a lot.
Yep.
Messengers are on the same side together. Yeah, they need to start spreading out.
Spread because they're trying to cut him off. Oh, and he pushed one back. That's bad. Oh, maybe he got away. He got away, which allows him to be on the opposite side of the map, which is exactly what you wanted. But there are 3 islands. This Heisenberg that we're on and on 3-Putts could go cut off the messenger and just come back.
God.
Oh!
Not sure what happened there. Lost their footing. It's now a 2v2. Oh! The other messenger goes down. 2v1.
Heisenberg just needs to cut all this off and just run away.
Yep.
And just pants if he goes anywhere.
Suicide. Perfect. That's what you had to do in that situation. GG's.
Yeah, that messenger jumping that one tile was just too dangerous and caused it to be an end for Heisenberg to take that victory.
Yeah, it looks like they unfortunately hit the side of the tile, granting them an edge bug, which means you get pushed to the side instead of getting an upward jump. But it is a part of the game, and Heisenberg pushed that lead they got. Nice little suicide grab and getting the win.
Now the Messengers are going to have to step up or step aside. No other choices for them anymore.
Oh man, yeah. These Messengers still, get the map preference, server preference, so we'll see what they choose next. There's Eevee looking through the maps, trying to decide what they want to do next. Oh, looks like they pretty confidently just chose roll call, going into a roll-off.
Yeah, I mean, if you know your strategy by now, you know what your players are doing well at, you should be picking those options.
Most definitely. And to be fair to the messengers, it's not like these aren't close battles. They could have if things would have went slightly different, this could have been a 3-4 instead of a 5-2 easily.
Completely. I'm gonna take a pausing time. I love to always say this once in a while when we got some slower stuff going on. Shout out to the mods.
Yes.
Shout out to the mods. Crazy, unimportant VIP, Breaker One. You guys are out there doing the work of gods, doing all this work so I can, as I said before, I can chill here and just talk about Fall Guys and just have a good time. And so City doesn't have to mod as well, and he can just focus on keeping his stream going and chat around with me, have a good time. So thank you, mods. Thank you, City. Thank you, everyone who is involved in this tournament as well. I'll be thanking you guys later, but I want to say that now as well.
Yeah, I second that. Exclamation point mods in the chat to show them some love. They have done so much on the back end, y'all wouldn't even believe. There's been so much going on, and this could have been a super stressful time for me, but they've made it so seamless. It's been amazing. So thank you, mods.
I completely agree. I've seen a lot of tournaments that all of a sudden have to pause, do some stuff. We had to do a coin flip, and we made the tiebreaker work out just fine for us without having any issues.
Yeah.
But we do have to make sure we're keeping track of this, because this could be the Messenger's final game right here if they do not play it right.
True. It looks like, yep, still no one has been eliminated yet. I'm curious to see how hard this roll-off variant is, because I've noticed on the harder variants, the messengers do have more players coming in till the end.
So we'll see. We see a lot of jumping going on. I'm not a big fan of jumping on small platforms next to the wall. It's nice because it avoids getting grabbed and stuff, but if you tap that wall in the wrong way, you're dead.
True. That is very true.
Alrighty. Going around, we do see all 9 of the players are just chilling out together. It looks like they decided to ungroup finally.
Yeah, I remember
thank you for following 3-putt, whoever that was.
So this is the orange variant with the 5 walls. So we might see some deaths from being pinched from the wall, from being pushed into the wall, or being grabbed before you transfer and get hit by the wall. That is that awesome play Kixby made earlier that we had talked about.
Yeah, there are a lot of dangerous factors, and you can see a lot of the players playing it safe. I don't see many people doing too many cheeky grabs until like very opportune times. They do not want to put themselves in a risky grab.
Ooh, Eevee getting caught up behind the donut, not giving himself time to make the transfer.
And another messenger just dove and went straight into the pink fluid. So that's really bad. These 3 have to do a 3v5 so they can continue playing.
Wow, it's all up to them.
I'm waiting for the suicides to start rolling out, boys. That was a really greedy jump there by 3-putt. Had a lot of enemies around him.
The messenger almost going down, stays up. Oh, they looks like another messenger did end up going down, so it's a 2v5, I believe.
2v5. You can easily. What was that? That person just kind of just 2v4. Off. 3-putt. This is big. This is the messenger's break.
Yeah, it's 2v2.
2v3.
Oh, excuse me, 2v3. They were behind each other. I couldn't see.
they blend in together.
They really do.
Camo.
Oh my god.
So we'll see, because now we're at the dangerous parts of the game where this is going to be a
beautiful grab. There it is. Heisenbergs are moving on to the finals.
Yeah, that's Heisenberg's pulling it away. One of them just has to fall. I think they're just trying to confirm that the other team is dead before they go and jump off.
Totally.
But that is Heisenberg winning a 6-2. Very dominant, and it's only fair that the team that is seeded number 6 can receive 6 points.
No, I completely agree. That's meant to be, but shout out to the messengers, shout out to the MFN Avengers. Y'all played fantastic. Thank you for participating in the first Fall Masters. Really, really appreciate y'all's participation. And with that, we're gonna go ahead and take a 10-minute intermission and be back with the finals. So stay tuned Thank you all for being here and supporting Fall Masters. I really appreciate it. Be back in 10 minutes.
Bye.
Peace.
All right, and we're back with the finals of Fall Masters.
Alrighty, and as we're back, there's people who may know me from other tournaments, and they know that I have one specific thing I do, and that is I build my hype for the finals wherever I go. I am very big about that. I go Super Saiyan in these finals. I do not make my blonde hair go bigger. It just stays the same though. But before that, something we got to mention. These are our top 2 teams, and these top 2 teams are going to for sure earn a chunk of $1,200 of a prize pool. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, it's 70% of that going to the winning team and 30% is going to go to the team that doesn't win. Now, cool, you win 30%, but I'm saying 70% of $1,200. Don't know the exact math off the top of my head, but I wouldn't be against it.
Yeah, it's a lot of money on the stake. One of these 2 teams is going to walk away with that 70%. Probably do the math. Probably around 900 or so, but it's really a lot of money on the line. And first off, they're both in the money, so regardless, at least they all are going to be walking away with something. These 2 final teams.
I completely agree. And City, I'm going to let you go loose on these teams for a second, because these teams are bringing in 5 players on each team to play that are all cracked players in their own right, and I want them each to let these people watching right now at home, let them know what kind of accomplishments are we talking about. These are all super cracked players. Let them know about these 2 teams.
Yeah, both sides of the aisle, we have a lot of accomplishments. We have Drew Crew, who's won, as you said, the last 2 Twitch rivals. Super impressive. We have 3put, who has only played 2 tournaments ever. The first tournament he played in was the last Bean Brawl, and he made the finals. And look, he's now playing in his second tournament, and look, he makes the finals again. We have Vilmer, who in my eyes is one of the best mechanical players in this game. We have Tude, who has been putting in so much practice, a Rescue Royale finalist. We have Thick Daddy Tom, who has played in countless tournaments. I've seen him play with Freshie. I believe I've seen him play with Nightwalker. He's been in the scene for a long time. Tom is just such a great guy. This whole team has such great energy, and I know that's why they're performing so well. They have that synergy with them. They have that history together. But moving on to Backspawn Boys, these 6 players, because Joshin has been switching in, so I'm just going to talk about them all. These 6 players, Karim, Yusuf, Ryan, Succeed, Zyfru, and Joshin, have all been finalists in countless tournaments. Karim currently has the world record on Lily Leapers, the most sought after world record in this game. Succeed had the world record on Lily Leapers. Speaking of Lily Leapers, Succeed has also had, I believe, 3 major recent tourney wins. He was also the #1 earner from the 20k Courage JD tournament. Ryan has played in countless tournaments. I've lost to Ryan in countless tournaments. Ryan is an unbelievably consistent player. Always nervous playing against him. I believe he has countless tourney wins as well. Yusuf, I believe, won the last Shellmania. Always seeing him in top 3 finals as well. Zyfru, one of the best speedrunners as well. Insane player. Extraordinary customs player, as you see, able to make these split decisions. This whole lineup on both sides, anything can happen. I know a lot of people thought Backspawn Boys was going to sweep, but I really genuinely think that this is going to be a close matchup from both sides. It's going to be crazy.
And as we're getting ready, it seems like they're going to play up a roll call for round 1. So not only that, we have the strong, the powerful Backspawn Boys who came through destroying the seeding round, pulling up a bye, and then showing the world, doesn't matter if it was seeding or not, we are still good at 5v5 and pulling through with a super strong victory to make sure it was a 6-1 victory, only letting up 1 single round in all the way here. And then we have Heisenberg's Blue, not the best showing in the seeding, had to fight and claw, tooth and nail their way to the top. They fought through the guys with that would be a 5-1 victory and only let up one game. And then they turned around and said, oh, the Messengers, who swept their team 5-0 and is the only team, Messengers in round one was the only team to sweep someone. And then Heisenberg Blue turned around and said, no, 6-2. 6-2 to this Messengers team. So as we drop into the finals, where it is first to 7 points, we are going to be starting off with our roll call or a roll off to determine who is going to walk home with 70% of this pot. Is it going to be Backspawn Boys or Heisenberg Blue?
Yeah, but Backspawn Boys did, as you said, had the highest seed, got that first round bye. Heisenberg Blue had the second worst seed, and here they are in the finals, proving themselves time and time again that they can perform in this 5v5 environment. Looks like Backspawn Boys did pick roll-off for their first choice of matches, being that they were the higher seed.
Yeah, I agree, and this is probably going to be the biggest thing that's going to be a nuisance in these matches right now, is if you look in the bottom right of 3-putt on Heisenberg Blue's screen, you're seeing that little Wi-Fi symbol. It is because we are going to have the challenge of Backspawn Boys is the European team.
That's right.
Versus Heisenberg's Blues US team. So this is going to be a very big ping difference that everyone has to play on. And that's something that a lot of tournaments, no one really thinks about practicing. You need to also practice in regions that are far away from you, because you may play in those regions in a tournament and have to be used at playing at that ping.
That's true. That is very true. So many people will just, requeue, not thinking about changing that server, because you always play on your home server. Why would you need to practice otherwise? But as Neon just pointed out, half the games, if not more, that you play in tournaments are going to be off-region games.
Yeah, I completely agree, and I am stoked to see what happens, because both of these teams have been showing some dominating performances in roll call. But the thing is, if you remember the last round, Heisenberg was playing the Messengers, and they on the first couple roll calls, they were following behind and having to always play back up to get their victory, whereas Backspawn Boys may have noticed that and said, this is the round we're going to pick on them then. We're going to go ahead and make them fight on the round that we've seen them not doing the best on, but still getting a victory.
And keep in mind, even if Heisenberg loses this first round, they're going to be able to pick Thin Ice next round. They have yet to ever lose a Thin Ice.
Yeah, that is true, but also I believe the same goes for Backspawn Boys. They just haven't played it as much.
True. Very true. Here we go. Looks like one player did go down. I believe it was a Heisenberg.
It is a Heisenberg, so we do have a lot of strong players on both sides going at this. So you're going to see a lot of grabbing soon as we're getting to this dangerous part. And you see 3-putt going for those long, dangerous jumps, just trying to get them out of the way.
Now 44.
Yeah, you just got to be very careful about those, because with this ping difference, you could be grabbed halfway across the map. And if you do it too many times, people are just going to know the path you're taking, and they're going to try and make that path go different.
True.
You see that grab by Backspawn Boys, almost got him, but because of the ping difference, you can just kind of half walk out of almost everything, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of these maps, like if you do roll call, a timeout might be the best play for anyone.
Yeah, it really could. That's a good point. Oh my god.
Oh, that was really
almost
close.
Getting squeezed out, getting a second jump off. Two.
It was a 4v2 for like a half second, and then all of a sudden two back row spawn. And who is that? I see it's, we definitely have 3-putt out here.
Yep. I believe that's Big Daddy Tom. Oh no! Saving himself, not going down. Oh my god.
Yeah, you just gotta regroup, because you definitely made some crazy moves with 1v1s. Oh my god, are we gonna see the grab? I died for the victory!
A 10 versus 9, a no round! Oh my god.
No!
Oh my god. 0 versus 0. Restart. That is the null round.
Oh my lord, how angry do you have to be if your 3-putt that was yours in the bag right there?
I think he was a limb bugged, but unfortunately that's the part of the game that's maybe his toe hit the slime. I'm not sure what happened, but it was the same exact timed elimination, meaning it's the null round. I know 3-putt a limb bug.
Oh my lord, that was, it looked like a desync grab by Backspawn Boys. Looks like they went for the grab and then they got pulled to where 3-putt was, which pushed them back. 3-putt was able to dive to safety, and that was, if you don't understand, like, there's the game, you can just play the maps, people, but then there's also the game in between every second. How many actions can you do in those seconds, and how much can you actually understand that's happening? That is literally what happened there. Instead of macro play, which is the whole game, we just saw a little bit of micro play, which is taking just this 10-second area and showing all these small things that can be done in 10 seconds of time.
Just want to shout out the snipe screen real quick from Letterkenny. Well done, 3-putt, well done. But I still can't believe we actually had a null round cost from a 10 out of 9 elim. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is definitely upsetting to be able to see. That was a super close round. But we're seeing exactly what we're talking about. Backspawn Boys and Heisenbergs just realized. Heisenbergs came in knowing that they were going to be in trouble, knowing that this is going to be a strong team. It's seed number 1. They dominated every round to get here. Backspawn Boys probably came in with a mentality of, it's just another team we're facing, right?
Yeah.
Heisenberg just said, no, we're not another team.
Whew.
So let's just roll it on around again and do it again. That's also not a rhyme.
Went from 5v5, 5v4
to 4v2 to immediately 2v2.
Yeah. Crazy.
Oh, so still 0-0, and it's still first to 7 wins.
What a way to start the finals. I still cannot believe that happened.
That is fine. So we're gonna get a different route on these on this roll off. So we'll see what route we get. We'll let the master himself, City Limits, tell us about the route.
This is actually a classic variant. It's ISO duo orange and blue. So it's basically the same variant, just mirrored on both sides. So there's 2 large gaps on each of these variant. On blue and orange, there's 2 large gaps.
And with these large gaps, it's going to be a little bit more dangerous to take those jumps then. So you're going to have to do a lot more transfers. But again,
exactly.
I'll keep bringing it back up. That was such a good play, making sure you jump early and do the dive to get over. But you have to be very careful because, like, when you're playing with people from a different region, especially Europe with USA, we talked about desync. This is the map where you will probably start seeing the most desync of any of these players. If you see a player just look like they teleported 3 feet to the right, they've been pushed by someone who's actually there in the game.
True. Yeah, it's a great way of explaining how desync looks for our perspective. Wow.
Oh!
3-putt almost going down, saving himself with the dive.
Yep. You saw that facial reaction by 3-putt. Had to shake it off a bit and just keep playing. And that's all you can do, 3-putt. You just have to focus on the next thing. Don't think about what just happened. You can only focus on what is next.
Trying to figure out who went down. Who has a player advantage at the moment? I think it was a Heisenberg.
I believe back row spawn has all 5.
Okay.
I'm 40% sure back row spawn has all 5.
A lot of movement.
I'm 80% now. Oh yeah, this is a 5v3.
5v3, not looking good for Heisenberg's blue.
To be fair, last time randomly Backspawn Boys lost 2 people, so
that's true. It would tie it up. That happened again.
You never know.
Wow.
And this game should go in favor of Backspawn Boys, who do have the pick on hosting server and hosting game.
It looks like one. So now it's a 4v3.
That's good. That's good. That's definitely slowly coming back. Now the suicide option is not as viable because you only have a 1 survivor, and you want to make sure you have a little bit more than 1 survivor before you get a little greedy.
Getting grabbed
and
on the
that
transfer.
Spin, yep.
I believe it's a 1v3 now in favor of backspawn boys. Not looking good.
And definitely not the best. You're going to have to keep jumping. It's a 1v4, actually. So it's a little more dangerous than that.
Yeah, this is nowhere near as close. Oh, no. Getting caught on the edge. Going down. Yeah. First win going out to backspawn boys. GG's to them.
So yeah, backspawn boys taking the first, but it's still a game to 7. This isn't close. This isn't 20% done. This isn't anything like that.
Yeah, what do they say? They won the battle, but not the war. This is a long war we got going on here. First to 7.
Yeah, and we both know that these teams know what they want. I'm waiting to see Heisenberg keep picking Thin Ice, and I'm waiting for backspawn boys just to keep picking Roll Call.
It's good. Yeah, I feel like backspawn boys might change it up depending on what their win count's looking like. I could totally see them doing a Lost Temple again.
Backspawn boys better cover that.
There they go.
There I was gonna say. I was like,
that's
right there.
The classic. Just turn on and turn off your game capture. No snipe screen needed.
Do you see what that says up top there?
Large Father Thomas.
Oh, above that.
Oh, they're going. You think maybe they just haven't changed it over yet?
Maybe we can wait, but it currently is at a solo show, which we've seen one of, or we've seen a few because we have those Franktics.
Did backspawn boys ever? No, I mean, I'm sorry. Heisenberg Blue has only picked Thin Ice, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, yeah, because they've only had the opportunity to pick 2 maps ever.
Okay.
Or no.
I thought it was more than that.
They've picked 3 maps. They've picked a total of 3 maps.
Okay.
Because they've only lost 3 times.
There it is. It just got switched to Thin Ice.
They are the Thin Ice experts, and they haven't lost. So, I mean, to be fair, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
True. The only thing they'll need to fix is if backspawn boys keeps picking Roll Call.
Hey, you say that, but they did show that they can keep up every once in a while. And if they can keep winning this and pull 1 victory on their opponent, that puts them ahead. That's the big thing that these teams need to do. If they can pull a victory off of their opponent, it is good for them. However, the problem with Hex style games for Heisenberg right now, you can't do a jump off. You're on different regions. The ping is too high for backspawn boys. They will always win the jump off.
True.
So Hex and all that is dangerous for him. And if backspawn is dominating on roll call, that's probably the best chance you have to take him out.
Well, to be fair, I think Heisenberg are really hoping it would never ever come down to that. But actually, never mind. Scratch that. The point that you just brought up is really good because rounds 1 and 2 often does come down to those situations where there are 2 players jumping up at the same tile at the same time.
And then that, again, that desync's going to come in play so much. And we get to check out City Limits a little bit playing over there through this game.
Looks like I was shout out on a 3-foot stream.
If you guys don't know who City Limits is, he's a pretty cool Fall Guys streamer. I suggest you check him out. If you ever find his channel, there's a follow button you can hit below. And if you want to, you should click this little purple box that says subscribe. Don't actually subscribe to him unless it says subscribe for free. Because if you're not subscribed to someone for free and you're using Twitch Prime, you are wasting free money to get free content.
This is true. This is true. Exclamation point Prime.
Well, yeah, we're getting into these Thin Ice trials finally. We've stalled long enough.
Here we go. Here we go. So this is on the US servers, I believe East.
Yeah, okay, East? All right. Did you say Heisenberg changed from West previously?
No, that was... Oh, that was Sub Galaxy. They had it on East. They sent in a request to change it to West, and apparently that was a mistake, so they put it back to East.
Because I was going to say, West would not be friendly to backspawn boys at all.
Oh, most definitely not. Most definitely not. No, this should be ease. So Backstone Boys should be playing on around 100 to 110 ping.
100 to 110 is not horrible. Definitely not 30 and lower, but definitely not horrible.
Yeah, and that's why we only see that white Wi-Fi symbol. That doesn't start flashing red and until I believe 180 ping. That's when it starts turning red.
And for all you people at home who are still newer to this game, don't worry about ping. I promise you, ping does not matter until you're starting to get to higher tier levels of play.
Well said, well said. Yeah, don't be hyper focused on, oh, what server am I on? Like, this is the reason why I lost. No. Just focus on platforming, focus on general strategy. That will come later.
Focus learning the game. Yeah, learn the game first, and then you can focus on things that are out of your control later.
Definitely. I still recommend playing on home server, of course. But
yeah, oh yeah. Home server, automatic, those are the only two you should be touching.
Definitely. All right, here we go. Map's starting to get cut up. I believe this was a 3-stack vanilla thin ice. That's why it's taking a bit longer. But
there's 2 backspawn boys kind of just traveling it together, which is a little. Oh, that was a suicide.
Okay. Forcing the 4v4 round 2. All right.
That's fine, but they did take out 3-putt, which is a little bit of a problem. However, I think it's really good that one of your top players is out, because that allows him to just watch the game. Because it's not like Heisenbergs are playing a 1-person squad with 4 supports, and that's the thing. If you have at least a couple carries on your team, a couple people who can win that for you, if one of them drops, they can now watch in this mode and they can make calls, be like, you go here, you go here, you two are too close, separate, and stuff like that.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, let's see if 3-putt can help the team with those comms, as you mentioned.
I completely agree, and as we get a nice little box of people in the correct order for their skins.
Oh, this looks like the large 2-stack. See how wide this thin ice is? Oh,
you want to know what I want? I want to see them with this 4v4 just run it back and forth, cut it in half, cut into fourths, and just do 4 1v1s. Is that going to happen?
No.
But do I want to see it? Yes.
It can be done relatively quickly because, like I said, this is only the 2 stacks, so this will get burned quickly, but it is a very large map. So I do want to see some type of cut strategy here. It looks like someone is running some ice out. Wow, looks like there's some targeting going on specific player. Wonder what's going through Backspawn Boys comms right now.
I feel like if they're targeting anyone right now, I think they were probably aiming for both 3-putt, which they got round 1, and my guess is Drew Crew as the other one, just because of recent tournament victories, and that's it.
Okay, that's fair. That's
but that would just be my guess. I just don't know enough about all the players individually to be able to make that call. But they do look like they're going for fighting, which makes sense why they've been picking roll call, which is a fighting map.
True. Maybe they are like really confident in grabbing and platforming after grabs, which they most definitely are, knowing them as players. Oh, this is getting intense. Yeah, it looks like Yusuf is really going hard on. I don't know if this is Vilmer. I think it's Vilmer. Maybe they all are just locked onto a single player. I'm not too sure.
I don't know, but it looks like I don't know who all died in that round. I don't know.
That was crazy, yeah. Oh wow, 2 Heisenbergs go down there, forcing the 4v2 final.
That is really big because again, 4v2, you can just immediately cut it in half and just do 2v1 on each side, or better yet, like I said before, cut it in force. It's over.
Whew.
So we'll see what strategy. Best case scenario for Heisenberg is we get tiered layer. Let's get some cake going on here. And if we get some caked thin ice, we are doing great because everyone loves a nice, round, large cake.
I want to hear your thoughts because I heard your thoughts, a lot of your thoughts on the 1v4 scenario, but what about the 2v4 scenario? Does Heisenberg have any chance here, or are the odds completely stacked against them?
I think if they split in half, there is still an opportunity for Heisenberg,
okay.
But I believe the strategy is to cut here into force because then you can just run out the 2 spaces they're on. And that's basically what you want to do. But definitely cutting it in half is the first strategy to do regardless, which you automatically see, because then it makes it so they cannot play together.
Okay, so you're saying cut it in 4s and then run out whatever sides the 2 end up on for backspawn.
Yeah, basically backspawn, what they're doing is cutting it in half, and then once they do this, they're going to put 2 on each side, and then they cut those sides in half.
So
and then you can't do anything if you're Heisenberg.
Yeah, Heisenberg right now should be working on making those sides smaller.
A lot smaller. But the thing is, you can't take it out from the outside and go the same like parallel line as the middle. That doesn't work. What you need to do is cut from the top to the bottom or bottom to top. So that way there's less for one of those sides. So when they try to cut it in force, it's going to be a harder cut.
Interestingly enough, they're not completely cutting off these 2 islands just yet.
I think they're working on it right now because they were trying to leave some of them on height, a little bit height, but they do have 3 people on one side. I think this would be a great time for Heisenberg to cut it off himself, and then it would be a 1v1 on that side, and then you just run this side and play it. That's what it looks like. It looks like there's a potential for it to only be a 1v1 on the other side. As long as Heisenberg survives here, he should just run.
Yeah, I wonder why they went for this. Side. Yeah, that's a really interesting play from Backspawn Boys. I don't know if that was a mistake or what.
Heisenberg's getting too much in the middle. He does need to kill those side tiles because you can't make it so anyone can make it across right now. So Heisenberg just needs to run out those big 3 stacks so no one can stall on them.
Oh,
and that's what it looks like they're doing, but it does look like the other side's going to be a 1v1, so this could still be Heisenberg's game.
Wow.
I think this was misplayed badly by Backspawn Boys. They could have definitely done a little bit more on this, I think.
Yeah, because theoretically, if Heisenberg wins the 1v1 on the other side, they win the episode at this point.
Yeah, because the other side is where the victory is. You cannot run out the other side no matter what you want to do. It's literally just a 1v1 at this point.
Wow.
It's surviving! Okay, so there's like nothing to work with. So that's basically it. You wanted to make sure there was nothing to work with. The person over here did their job correctly, even though they died out. It's literally a 1v1 on the other side.
Wow.
And he's still here. He's like, no, I'm not even letting you have the opportunity.
Oh my god.
So this is it. This was the play that you needed to do if you were Heisenberg. And they just grabbed themselves down. Is that a null? No, it's because Backspawn. How did that happen?
So Drew was still alive on the other smaller island, and Vilmer knew that and went for the instant suicide. Wow.
Oh, that's such a good play. And Drew Crew literally did a 1v3 to get to that scenario. Drew Crew, I'm gonna say it now again, 2-time Twitch Rivals champion, just sat there, took on one of the top teams in our tournament in a 1v3 and just said, no, you made a mistake. I'm literally going to capitalize on this mistake and get my team to the victory. But what's crazier is he still had enough tiles to survive for the suicide.
For Vilmer's suicide on the other large island. That might be the greatest comeback or play I've ever seen in any tournament, to be honest.
I think that was a very, very, in my opinion, also a little greedy on Vilmer's part. I think it was a great play because it worked out. But if all of a sudden that Vilmer didn't get the kill and Backspawn Boys would have survived that round, that would have meant there's no chance for Drew Crew because there's no tiles over there.
But I think they had the element of surprise because...
The element of surprise did work out for them, but the thing is you'd think communication across the board because that means... Because basically I think what happened is Drew Crew probably said, I'm by myself, I have a couple tiles, suicide, or something small came through.
Yeah.
But where was Backspawn Boys saying, hey, we're all dead, you can't do this?
Right? Maybe they're... It's crazy because we couldn't necessarily see the other side too well, so we don't know how much time had elapsed. How much space did Drew have? I'm not sure.
Yeah, and for anyone, and I know you said this, people have thought about this coming in tournament. They thought Backspawn Boys was a one and done, just walk through everyone. That showed right there we have players who are not going to allow that to happen.
Yeah.
We literally
have
had
a game on our hands for sure.
We had a round 1 that went to null. And then we had a round 2 go to Backspawn Boys, a round 3 to Heisenberg. We are literally dead even right now.
That's crazy. Yeah, I keep thinking only 2 episodes have been played. There's been 3 episodes played already.
Yeah, this is already turning into a wild situation here.
Wow, looks like Backspawn Boys, being that they had lost the previous round, going ahead and picking roll off again. So we're gonna see if this is gonna keep going in their favor. It was, like Neon had just mentioned, a null first round from a roll off. So we know Heisenberg can show up here.
To be fair, we might see different plays when we go back. If we go back to some thin ice trials, we might see different plays coming out of Backspawn Boys. Because like we said, doing the 3v1 was definitely not the play. I see what they were doing though, because if they could have killed Drew Crew early, that would have just said, all right, we just die. This is it. Other side, run and go.
Okay.
So
I now
that's where the plan is,
Gotcha.
but I don't think it was still the smartest play to go with.
Gotcha. And then the remaining player would have just ran out Vilmer.
Yeah.
Got you.
It was more of one of those like high risk, high reward kind of scenarios.
Okay.
When scores are a little closer like this, you don't usually do high risk, high reward because it's still early game. You don't want to risk anything this early when things are going on.
So
now, if it was like 5-5, 6-6, depends on what you think is better.
So would you have kept it a 2v1 then, and then only do 2 versus 1?
I would have split the map into 4 parts.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And there's nothing you can do in a 2v. Like, you can't do anything. You're one guy's on one part, one guy's down here, and then it's literally like, oh, these 2 are just going to survive, and these 2 are just going to run out the map and run out Heisenberg.
Yeah, I think a lot of the time we get so caught up on PvP that we forget, oh, you can just do basic cutoff strategies.
Yeah, especially when you just are going into a bunch of roll-offs back and forth. You can't move them, man. I'm sorry. That's not how this works. Your ping is too bad, 3-putt. They are stationary.
And the current patch too, with the heavier beans, it's really, really hard to push again on roll off.
Yeah, it's not season 3 pushing, that's for sure.
Yeah, facts. Remember where you randomly get 180'd?
I'm just gonna say right now, if you had season 3 pushing mechanics, I believe that, just need to confirm which team this one is, the Avengers would have done a lot better, because I know 8's ability to kill people then was just magnificent.
Yeah, I mean, I lost in a major tournament to 8 on a roll-off, so...
There you go, you know all about it.
He always brings it up, don't...
I did not know he brought it up, so I'll stop bringing it up. We'll go back to good times, which is Fall Masters.
No, I'm saying I remembered it easily because I'm always reminded about it.
Ooh, that was just a bad rotation there. Knocking off 3-putt right there. So we are down to, is that a 3v4 now? 3v3?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, it's an even game. They're showing that they can still do this map, and you see 3-putt right there. There is no, don't care about chat, don't care about anything. It's this game and nothing else.
Oh my god, and it's a Grand Canyon blue variant. First time we've seen that all day.
Yeah, Grand Canyon is going to make grabs so much more important, because as soon as the whole party has to move to one tile just to sit there.
That's true. Yeah,
it's
everyone's gonna have
Fight
to
City.
move to orange here. Wow, that is close.
That's one. Yep. Yeah, that's super close. That's one down right there. But this does get Heisenberg in the lead right now. This is going to have to be a fight for Backspawn Boys to come back, because it's a 1v3 right now.
Yeah, Succeed went down.
But the thing is, the advantage does go to Backspawn Boys in the sense that it's almost impossible to suicide them right now.
True.
Oh my lord! Almost made it back. Literally grabbed and killed.
For the inner wall jump. Almost makes it. Woo!
They had to do the inner wall jump. There was no choice, because they ended up going for that kill. Got the kill, but if they would have made the wall jump, they would have eliminated so much pressure and done a 1v2. But that's Heisenberg's taking the first break point from their opponent. This is going to be big, because now at this point the advantage goes to them, because if everyone keeps winning what they call as the match, Heisenberg gets to 7 first. And that's the big thing about winning on your opponent's guess. And that's why seeding is so important in this tournament.
Most definitely. Yeah, that was a huge moment for Heisenberg Blue, winning while they were not on their hosting show, not while they're on their hosting server. So yeah, like you said, now if it just keeps going back and forth, Heisenberg keeps winning all of their thin ices, they'll just win.
Yeah, they have to, and they haven't lost a thin ice yet, even though they were put in a 2v4.
That's right. That's right.
They know how to play thin ice, and that's crazy how well they're doing it, because that fight realistically right now, Drew Crew is really the reason that they're so far ahead. Like, it really comes down to what Drew Crew did in that thin ice, because I don't think there was a way they would have won if Drew Crew didn't kill all three of them.
True. I mean, it could have also been, yeah, that was necessary, and then also the comms that was necessary for the suicide. So someone was on comms on top of it. But
yeah, because if Drew Crew would have lost, that suicide couldn't have happened.
Yeah, the 1v3 from Drew, what a phenomenal play that was. Wow.
But we're just doing it again.
Here we go. I was hoping that if Backspawn Boys were to lose a roll-off, they would change it up. But, you know, they said, you know what? We still have a good track record. We're going back. We're doing it again.
That's fair. It's completely fair. I don't think there's many other finals you want to play. I feel like all the teams, after watching enough, Lost Temple is too much RNG that if everyone is like understands the path, it's just who gets the first couple doors right, and it comes down to that. And you don't want to RNG everything. Whereas this thin ice, they're definitely more skill based. But the thing about it is, you could go do like hexathlon, and if you do that, the problem is you could get hexaterrestrial as your final, and you don't want that. Having hexagon and hexaroll are two great maps because they are skill-based maps.
Well, there is actually a lot of more strategy that's being brought to light on hexaterrestrial, such as people finding out that every time a tile is taken out, that same tile now respawn time is increased. That's how hexaterrestrial works. So if you're knowing which tiles are being run out less and which ones are being run out more, you know which side of the map that you should be on.
Well, yeah, because I believe it starts at 3 seconds and then it increases to a max, if I'm not mistaken, of 8 seconds, 8 or 9.
Wow, beautiful kill from Yusuf there on Vilmer, I believe.
Yeah, and this is going to be really important because now we're already down to a 4v4, so each team's down, or am I just miscounting something?
No, I believe it is a 4v4.
Yeah, it's definitely 4v4, so this is an even matchup. But Backspawn Boys probably, I don't like the idea of going straight back into the round. At least if you're going to do the same round, take a pause. Take that 1 minute timer before you start up and be like, all right, take my breather, get back in, make sure everyone's good to go, and just keep on playing.
And I know Joshin's playstyle is always just get back into it, get back into it. He knows what he did wrong instantly, and he knows how to correct himself. So maybe that's what they're going
that's
off
another
of.
That's another player down. We are trying to figure this out on my end. Oh, that's two. It's a 3-3.
Wow.
Yeah. Is Joshin currently subbed in or out right now?
I'm not entirely sure, but I know he's in their comms.
Yeah, he's definitely in their comms. But the thing that's important to note is if Joshin's not playing, he is still the host of the round. Or his team, which means his team, who's ever playing for him, doesn't have to worry about having host pressures on their PC or anything like that, and they can just focus on the round while Joshin is just hosting around, and that's it.
Looks like Joshin isn't actually hosting. I think we decided to go to keep it like you were mentioning, always 10. Oh,
okay. Just want I've not learned about that correction, so that's good. But being this way, we are in a 1v3 right now, and this is Backspawn Boys showing what they can actually do. They're like
suicide play.
But it doesn't matter if they can't win a thin ice now.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see. I mean, if they're able to get into another 4v2 scenario, I'm sure they'll learn from the previous round. But it's really going to come down to these rounds 1 and 2s. These nice round 1 and 2s.
You say that, but I mean, they went into a 4v2 and couldn't pull it off.
All
I
I'm
think it
saying is
was.
that hopefully they have learned from that. So if they do get that
Yeah.
4v2 scenario again, I don't think it would happen again, but you never know.
Yeah, because I don't think many people will, if they do get a 4v2, do the strategy that I talked about, because you do require practice on certain strategies like that. You can't just walk into something and just pull a strategy that you've never done before and hope it works.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you may have problems with it.
True, true. Wow, these finals are really shaping up. I'm so happy that it's a tie 2-2. 5 more wins need to come across for one of these teams. Crazy
Hey,
stuff.
we could be here forever if they keep nulling.
That's true, Neon. This is gonna be our life now.
Yeah, we could have to be here for the next eternity.
Yeah, I have some microwave burritos ready to go. So.
I did not prep food.
Oh yeah, no, I have all this food prepped and then I haven't eaten any of it. So.
Hey, what are you doing? You eat food now.
No,
I'm sure your
fine.
chat will yell
I'm
at you to
fine.
make sure you eat food.
Looks like I do need to refresh my camera though.
Oh. But yeah, there's just a lot going on here. And again, this is a close game. And they're playing for $1,200.
That's right.
$1,200.
That's right.
This isn't just two teams playing to see who's better. These are two teams playing for actual money that they can use for whatever they're doing. Because I don't know what the math comes out to, because I'm just lazy and not going to do the math. But 70% of 1,200.
I'm doing it right now. It's $840 to first place.
$840 to first place. And that's going to be divvied up amongst all the players that are there.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of tournament entrance fees.
It is, and I must say, for the people in Europe, that's 840 USD.
True.
Which is depending on where you're from, can be better or worse. Happens.
Yeah, happens. Good old currency exchange.
So that's how currency works, guys. it's its own market. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we got our educational tag on for a reason. No, I think I took that off for the tournament actually, but.
As I look to your chat, Vilmer, we can buy 8 mansions with this amount of money.
For real. On the Facebook virtual world.
Depending on where you live, there's some cheap mansions out there, man.
Fair enough, fair enough.
I was like, you can live in Vietnam for literally years off of 10 grand.
True, true.
But what a surprise, everyone. Thin ice it is. But I mean, if you're undefeated, you have to push it. We'll see if Backspawn Boys keeps up with theirs, or if they can pull out a victory, because no one's stopped Heisenberg yet.
I'm gonna be locked in on watching Heisenberg here, because I'm sure there's been a lot of comms on how to play these round 1 and 2s better. There has to be. They cannot go into another final down 2v4.
I agree, because the other team's just going to slowly learn. And the thing is, I don't know how they perform in the tiered. I think in the tiered section, they've been having a little bit more issue because they're not as aggressive as their opposing team.
I believe only 3-put was intentionally suicide grabbed to be taken out round 1 of the last Thin Ice. So I'm definitely going to be tuned in watching 3-put's perspective to see if he's going to be playing super safe to make sure he's not in that suicide grab position again.
I'm just going to say, I don't think if they're going to suicide grab someone at this point, it's definitely going to be Drew Crew.
True. The target probably would have been switched. You're right. Yeah,
3-putt was probably a good target based on previous play, but Drew Crew after that last round, there's no reason to let him just keep going if you're going to plan on a suicide.
True. All right, no one's been eliminated yet. We are getting down to the final layer of this round 1.
Yep. Good job, Geezer, for following.
3-put with his classic large alerts. All right, here we go. Still 0 limb. 3-put's coming
that
back
was
over.
so good by 3-putt. He turned around. Oh, he cornered. He belly slid.
I know one Backspawn Boys went down there. I'm not sure. There is a smile on 3-put's face. Maybe 2 of them went down? About to find out. Nope.
It's 1-1. 1-1's not bad. 1-1's not bad.
Well, this is exactly how it was in their last Thin Ice.
It is, but
then
I
they
think
dropped
3Putt's
two.
more happy because he didn't belly flop off.
Fair enough. That was a sketchy jump.
But yeah, that was a really good play by 3Putt before that, though. Immediately looking like he was going to run away, baited Backspawn Boy, who was trying to attack him, to jump there, and he just 180'd no problem, and then did that sketchy jump. But it worked out in the end. That's all that matters.
Smart, smart. It looks like a classic Thin Ice here. 3-stack.
I wonder what they're going to do, because we're doing a classic 4v4 squads. So,
true, this is now a 4v4.
If you want to go ballsy, and I'm a big fan of that, just cut it in the middle and say, we're going to 2v2 on each side, guys.
I don't... Yeah, because then you could just win one side entirely.
Yeah, or if you really want to have fun, if all the players are willing, you cut it in the middle and just put each team on each side. And just say who can jump dive better.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you see some grabs, early grabs on the second layer?
Yeah, just letting him know that, you know, we're watching you. We know what you're doing.
Yeah, what's he doing? He's jumping 6 times. That's what he's doing.
It really doesn't look... It feels like they're just playing passive. Like, both teams are playing passive, waiting for the other team to make a move.
I feel like that's the case. I know Backspawn Boys are definitely giving a little more aggression, but I feel like because they went with the aggressive take last time and it didn't work, they don't want to mess around too much here. So they're taking it a little slower, seeing what happens. And also, there's no point in playing super aggressive now. We're not in the final. We're just in another round. You don't want to be making risky plays that you could die on and not get anything from it.
This middle is all but shaky tiles, so potential pants play coming in. Maybe
it's gonna be an outer layer play because everything on the outer layer is at 3.
They're making the this is like the arena strategy right now, taking out the entire middle.
Yeah, but there's nothing taken down on the side, so there's like no island strategy to build with it though, which is what you usually want to do. But now you see all the grabs starting to come in and everyone's starting to get a little greedy here.
Wow.
You definitely can't be in the middle too long.
Look at Yusuf's side. That's a lot of 3 stacks still.
Yep, we do see a lot of Heisenbergs on this side of the map, on the side that 3Putt is. 3Putt's in between 2 of his teammates. But one cuts through the middle to make some space. 3Putt's gonna fight, but this is very dangerous to fight here because if you get a full pop anywhere, it's pretty much death.
True. Oh my god.
And you see that was a suicide. It was a suicide to the left, it looked like.
Wow. Forcing the 3v3.
Yeah, I mean, if you can win a 2v4, you should be able to win a 3v3, right?
Oh, so the Heisenberg forced the sui.
I don't know who suicided.
Okay.
I just saw 2 people fall together having a good time.
I think it's a fair play because it confirms you're not going to go into the final with a huge deficit.
I completely agree. Going in even is a good plan, but the thing is, it's a whole different strategy because at least if the teams are off-numbered, you know it's going to be an island game and you can prepare for the islands. Whereas an even number of plays, it looks like you're going to see you'll probably see another arena go out.
Oh, 2-stack, large map, thin ice.
Hey, I'm fine with 2-stack. Just get to the bottom layer. Everyone just wants to see the bottom.
Yeah, no, this is awesome. 3v3 2-stack environment. Lot of strategy that can go into this in terms of how you cut up the map.
Man, you're missing proper alliteration time. Well, it's not alliteration, but it's 3v3, 2-stack, 1 winner. Oh, we are gonna see a potential island here.
Interesting.
I mean, to be fair, Heisenberg just dominated with Drew Crew winning an island game. So you may just be like, all right, let's just run back the island. We were down players, so we should be able to win the island if we're even.
Yeah,
right?
Let's get Drew on another island, shall we?
Yeah, and it does look like they're doing really good, but they got 2 people on one. It's going to be a 1v1 and a 2v2. It looks like. Are you going to go for a cheeky grab there? Oh, I was hoping.
Oh my god! Wait. There's got to be another player on the other side, right? It looks like I only saw one Backspawn boy.
Well, based on the amount of people there are, it's definitely 2v2 on the other side.
Okay, okay.
Because there's 6 players.
It's hard to see the blue on blue.
I'm just basing it off of 0 out of 5 eliminated.
Gotcha. All right.
So this 1v1, they're definitely going to give it to 3-putt, because this should be 3-putt's game if 4 people are on the other side running.
Yeah. I got you now. Okay.
And we at least get a vision of both sides.
Yeah,
if you look at Backspawn Boys' screen, you are seeing the left side versus Heisenberg Blue on the right.
A lot of pressure here. I mean, they're probably in comms right now. 3-putt probably doesn't want to go aggressive yet in case this side isn't the win condition just yet.
But the thing is, you can't not go aggressive, because if you get if they aggress you and you lose from it, like you have to play defensively aggressive. It's still passive, but you can't be fully passive. Like 3-putt's just ignoring grabs. He's not even trying to grab back and say, hey, leave me alone.
If the other side wins, then 3-putt knows he can just run this out and not have to fight. Looks like one person did go down.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that he should go for the kill at all. That is not the play. And the one person is a Heisen. Oh, all 3 go down. This is a 1v1.
Oh my god, it's all up to 3-putt verse. Not entirely sure who that is. 3-putt opting to take this side. I don't know if it has more or less. He's got to start slow jumping.
He's got 2 full tiles. He should be slow jumping, definitely, but he should have more because he has 2 clean tiles.
Yeah, little maybe a misjudge from Backspawn Boys. We'll see though. We'll see.
Yeah, this is gonna come down to literally the final tiles.
Oh my god, I can't even.
Oh nope, this is gonna go to.
Wait.
No. It was literally the difference between dive jumps versus 6 jumps.
Yep. Wow.
And that's going to give that break point back to Backspawn Boys, which means game is currently in favor of Backspawn.
It came down to 1 shaky tile, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe 3-putt lost right when the opposing sides just started shaking. I think 3-putt only needed probably 2 or 3 dives. He didn't even need to dive them all. Wow,
well played to Backspawn Boys there. Not sure who the remaining player was, but GG's to them.
I think another cool play would have been potentially to have, and this would have been a hard play to think about in the moment, would have been for 3-putt to follow to the left with Backspawn Boys behind, and then jump back to save 1 tile worth of time. And the thing is, if Backspawn Boys would have gone for it first, it would have been a pants.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, anything can go down in those quick split decision moments. Well, it seemed to me that there was a call for Backspawn Boys to take that left side while 3-putt was still further back.
3-putt could have easily made a jump dive over and then a jump dive back because there was still a gap to come back. But it was literally like it had to have been a quick decision, go do it. So there would have been not a team decision. It would have been 3-putt making his own decision there. Gotcha.
Yeah, that was definitely a difference between slow jumps and double jumps.
Yeah, I thought 3-putt was doing a little better because he had the 2 full tiles at the end versus the double tile on the other side was broken plus a full. So I was like, I don't know, it's definitely close. I definitely saw it as close.
Yeah.
But those jump dives do a lot. But to be fair, I think if Backspawn Boys would have messed up 1 tile, 1 of those jump dives, it would have been over.
True. Because you can easily eat 2 tiles, and you're also paranoid that you're not going to get your jump off because coyote jumps are currently not in the game. So you actually don't save as much time as you were saving on the previous Fall Guys patch. But they did slow jump properly. Oh, wow.
Oh, you lose, so you bring up a new game, and hey, it's been a while. Everyone's been doing survival killing round. Maybe everyone's off kilter, and this is the game that Heisenberg brings up, says, all right, let's pull out the races then.
I was going to throw this out there. I have a suspicion that this might be another null and double crown. With how close these games have been going.
You're not wrong. But Heisenberg has to win this one. They cannot get, for how close to these games have been every single time, they cannot give a lead to Backspawn Boys. I don't like that they're going to the same one every single time. That those first 3 doors definitely could have been done a little better, but this is 3-putt definitely
there
out of the
was a
race.
split. Okay, the split's been concluded, so it's gonna go north. Yep.
So, actually catching back up, not enough to get a victory.
Yeah, this looks like a backspawn ball. Yep, it went ahead and went to the crown.
So who's in the lead? I don't know who that was. It was? Okay.
GG's.
I keep looking at 3-putts game to figure out everything.
Yeah, Yusuf was right behind. GG's. So, looks like Ryan got that dub for Team Backspawn Boys.
I definitely think Heisenberg should have stuck with the thin ice. The reason that they lost that thin ice was literally they took the better route. They just didn't use the better strategy. And they've been winning when they're down. They've been winning when they're up. They know thin ice. I think that is their game that they should have stuck with, because now they need to break Backspawn Boys twice to catch up.
So you think that they should do a thin ice here, or do you think they should bring out another mode? Because they still have somewhat of a leeway, right? They can give out... it's getting closer now. 4v2.
If their best mode is thin ice, which everything else that they've been throwing at it, they've been losing races. They've been losing that. They haven't tried a hex round. They could try some hex stuff, but I feel like Backspawn Boys just on players alone are going to be a lot better when it comes to the hex rounds.
Okay.
And it's just going to be a challenge across the board. Heisenberg is definitely playing from behind, and out of everything we've seen from all of them since the start, I do think that the best game that they've been playing is their thin ices. It may be boring as hell to do a bunch of thin ices, but I'm sorry, you're playing for money, you play your best game.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're not necessarily boring. There's a lot of real-time strategy that we get to watch.
Yeah, I do agree with that. And adjusting to everyone's game, I'm confident at this point that Backspawn Boys will never pick a thin ice.
Yes.
There's no way that they can afford to do that.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I'm just so curious to know what mode they're obviously, they haven't chosen yet. They haven't dropped in yet, so they're clearly talking it over in VC, weighing their options. They do need to pick the mode that they feel is best here. They have to get a win.
Yeah. And there's a lot of things to consider, because they haven't had the opportunity to be able to pick many modes before now. Like, they've literally only picked thin ices, and then they picked something else and they lost immediately without having much of a chance. And again, like I said, those lost temples there's a lot of RNG that can happen in the lost temple, that all of a sudden, if opponent gets a lead, that could just be it for you. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, no, most definitely. If you're not hyper aware of all the doors opening and what variant pathing it could be, and having players giving those comms to give players those connections. Oh, okay, looks like we're getting the customs bug. That's fun. We couldn't have a customs tournament without the customs bug at least once.
So yeah, Heisenberg definitely backed these 2 points. So far, I think both teams have made one large mistake. Backspawn Boys is where they made the mistake to go 3-1 against Drew Crew. I understand the idea. I think there's a problem, but I think there was a better move. I'm not saying it's like a mistake, like that they should never have done that. There was an idea behind it. I just think there was a more safe and more viable strategy. And then when it comes to Heisenberg's, I think picking Lost Temple was a mistake, because Lost Temple's too much of a coin flip.
Yeah, maybe they were just feeling it in that moment. I know 3-putt's really comfortable with Lost Temple, but I agree. They should have stuck with Thin Ice. It is their best mode.
Because, I mean, the big problem with Lost Temple is, what if someone just all of a sudden, like, say I'm playing, I run through, all right, I go left, it's left, I go forward, it's forward, I go left, it's left, I go forward. Like, I could just guess the whole map, and if I do, I win.
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of the concept behind it, is people have studied pathing and pathing knowledge. So if you're able to get that lead and properly give out comms on, oh, this is when you should grab here.
Yep.
And this is the door that you need to check up there. But it happens so quickly. And like you said, take the wrong door at wrong time, it's over.
No, I completely agree. Check the wrong door, you're just playing behind, because you saw 3-putt there, got one wrong door, and it was like, what do I do?
Yeah, and then the unfortunate bad bounce timing of the ball making him kank. But he did get information on the split. But it was still a really rare variant where it ended up going far left at the end there.
And so we're going to be seeing another thin ice. I do think that this is the game we should be doing. There's a chance that Heisenberg might do well. Is Hexagon Trials in this or no?
No, the only mode that's still in customs regarding Hex would be Hexagravity Trials, but that's on the banned show list for Fall Masters.
That's fair. I don't think that's a whole different play style of game anyways. Whereas if actual regular Hexa Trials was here, I think that might be a play that Heisenberg's could do, just because they seem to be doing well at the layered Hex games in general. But I still think that this just suits their play better, because one of the first things that we were talking about in this tournament and going into the finals is, you said it yourself, Backspawn Boys has just some insane players. In all honesty, probably 5 of the best individual players in the tournament, whereas Heisenberg has a bunch of players who are really cracked in their own right as well, but are really good at playing together as a team.
Correct.
Where this is a very, you really can't go and do lone wolf in this kind of game mode.
I'm not sure who went down there. That was getting crazy watching from Yusuf's perspective at the end there. I thought he was going to die there. 1v1.
And just as normal, it's always an even game.
Every time after round 1, always 1 apiece, 4v4 going into round 2.
With that, we'll go into the round 2 of our 4v4. Backspawn Boys definitely passed that halfway marker to victory, so they definitely are within tasting potential of that money. I don't know if you'd want to taste the money, but who knows? It could be fun. Depends on the kind of money.
A variant here that's not the regular 3-stack, because this does take a while for round 2, but I love seeing the pyramid. I believe you said you would also love seeing the pyramid variant.
I am a big fan, because it definitely changes how the game's played. You can island it, but islanding it is not as effective, because you can run out so much more, because there's not as much to run out.
Yeah, there's only like 8 rows of 3-stack compared to the whole 20, so...
Yeah, so you just sit here and you can't island, because everything will be too close by the time you get there. So usually arena can work, or you just fight it out and just 1-layered it, and you just do a 1-layer fight. So as we're sitting here, we're seeing 3-putt continue on with the 6 jump. So 3-6, I'm waiting for whatever is 9, but we'll find out.
Yeah, I've just been watching Yusuf's perspective. He's been getting his hands dirty.
Why aren't you telling us about this?
I mean, I thought he was going to do a suicide play a little bit ago, but then I realized this is not a 2-stack. This is only a 3-stack, so there's still another layer underneath him. So... Well, here we are.
That's fair. So we are going to start getting a little handsy here, because I believe we're getting down to the bottom layer now. As you see, 3-putt slowly taking it away. And to be fair, I see a bunch of people still doing some dive tech. Again, I think it's going to be useful at the end. I think 3-putt won't fall into that trap again. If it's close, I think 3-putt's either going to battle or actually try a dive or 2 at least, because that was way too close last time. But they are down 1 person, and 3-putt's getting attacked by 2. I do not know who dropped in that scenario. I do think I see 4 back rows. Did I see 4 back spawns? 1, 2. I don't know who dropped there. It might be a 4v2.
Went down.
I think this is a 4v2.
It could be. I think I did see 4 pinks as well. Oh, never mind.
Oh!
Wow, 3v3 yet again. Oh, we got ourselves a game.
Yeah, this is what's been happening every game. It's been close. And the thing is, even when Heisenberg was behind, they won. And when it was close, they technically last Thin Ice, they had it won. They just didn't play the right technique there. They didn't stall out those extra half second that they really needed.
True. That's true. So strategically, they did win, but mechanically was their only downfall there. So we theoretically could be seeing a win here from Heisenberg, pretty clear cut if they play out their strategy a bit better.
Yeah, realistically, it comes down to if it's a closer finish, they just need to do the jump dives. That was really all it was. Everything else was beautifully done. They cut the map in half, but we're seeing our nice cake here, a nice layered cake, if you will. And, you can't cut it in half, and it's going to be a slow game because there are a total of 6 people, and I see one of them 6 jumping. All right, so with that, we're just going to be lowering the layers a little bit. While we're here, can you give us a little bit of like info about like this tournament, these mods, anything about the tournament right now while we're still lowering to the last layer?
Yeah, of course. Our lead moderator of the tournament. Also, I didn't even mention this earlier, so I'm glad you brought this up, Neon. All these graphics, all these nice logos, every scene that you've seen today was all created by Breaker One, our artist and lead moderator of this tournament. So huge shout out to Breaker One. Assistant mod, unimportant, VIP. She's so lovely. She's been so helpful. Volunteered for this. Huge shout out to her. And yeah, this is the first time I've ever put on a tournament. I've hosted smaller PvE solo like challenges before, but I've never in real time hosted something. So this is been exciting for me, and I really just wanted to bring this esports, classic esports style to Fall Guys since it's never been done before.
All right, and I don't mean to cut you off, but we're getting down to the nitty gritty as Heisenberg is down the player right now, but it's going to be another 1v1 on the other side. There's no way to do anything with this, but it is a gap. It is a gap, so that's really good. And you saw the grab go off, making sure that
there we go. Suicide 1v1. Play 1v2 now.
Yep, the 2 got over there, so this is going to be a fight. Who is it that's over here for Heisenberg right now?
I'm not entirely able to tell,
okay.
But we do have Yusuf up.
The problem is they're literally doing the same issue that they did in the earlier round when it was the 2v4. They could literally cut this island into 2 and then fight it out and just have a 1v1 run out the map. But they're still not cutting it in half. They seem to start doing that now, which is really good. That's what they need to do. But we need to get Heisenberg back to the other side.
It looks
this is definitely the play.
If you look on the other side of the map, all those jumps are still makeable. You can make a gamer jump over there and utilize all of that.
It's going to be a little hard because
Vilmer just got cut off.
Yep.
It's Vilmer, by the way. Yeah, they know it's over. They know it's over.
Well, Vilmer got the kill.
Yeah.
But that was exactly what needed to happen. They needed to cut that map in half again. They were going for attacks. They fixed it eventually. But if you are up the player and you have double the players or even less, you keep cutting the map so it's always a 1v1 and then you still get your own beautiful island.
True. All right, well, there we have it. Backspawn Boys is just 2 wins away from winning all of Fall Masters.
So with that right now, I do not know. I would definitely have a little bit of an upset mind right now. Heisenberg just needs to breathe it out, get ready for the next round. And honestly, like, I don't know what to pick for him. I still think Lost Temple's their best chance. They've been playing such even rounds there.
You mean
and
the
just
Knights?
Been making. Or yeah, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Definitely don't do Lost Temple. Too many coin flips when it's this far away.
Yeah.
I think Thin Ice is still their best unless they have an ace in the hole that they haven't brought out. But realistically, they should have brought it out immediately because they're behind 3 breaks at this point.
Yeah, great points you brought up there.
And I don't mean to just say this, but on the other side, Backspawn Boys, they're not just winning because Heisenberg's making mistakes. They are playing this game correctly. They're making things, they're definitely making plays that aren't the most optimal in the moment, but they are correcting upon that as games go on, and that is where they are deadly. They are showing growth throughout the tournament. They are just getting better and better as they go and play each round. You saw that they didn't do so hot. They lost a 4v2. Then what they do in their next one, they ended up losing a 3v3. And then after that, they came back and won a 3v3. And now they won another 3v3. They are making these points matter.
That's true. All the players on Backspawn Boys, to many accounts, are viewed as easily all within the top 10, top 15. Even like a lot of them are viewed as top 5 players in the world, you know? So they're able to, because they're able to do that adaptation that you're speaking on. Like you said, they're able to learn from their mistakes and quickly adapt and change their strategy. And it's been working. And so I think, like you said, Heisenberg Blue might be picking a different mode that's not Thin Ice now. They need to change it up. Maybe they did have another mode that they feel really comfortable on, but we'll see.
Yeah, they had the lead at that one juncture, and then they just gave up the break. But the thing is, at that point, there was no point in changing up anything. But now that you're learning, Backspawn Boys is so crazy, and they're gonna go straight into Backspawn Boys game.
Wow, this is the least expected round for them to pick. Oh my god.
I mean, they've been close rounds. They took. So my bad when I was correcting earlier. They've only won one of their Thin Ices and lost 2 of them. Because the other round they won is when they took this from Backspawn Boys. So this might actually be a play to get the win, because they need to get the person who picks the host back to Backspawn Boys, so they can start gaining and get that gap back.
I'm honestly super happy to see that they picked Roll Off. This is really, really exciting. I was not anticipating this at all.
I'm happy just because I don't want to see 3 rounds of Thin Ice. If it just did a 5v5 final of Thin Ice, I'd be all for it.
No, I hope Mediatonic ends up adding more instant finals, meaning you pick certain modes and you're granted an instant final if you have a certain amount of players or less. But that's why we're able to do these roll-offs. Why
ask for that? Why not ask for customs?
That's too much, Neon. That's too much.
You're not wrong, but it would make the tournament so much better. If you could pick the specific 5-map episode and go to town.
Oh yeah.
Oh my lord.
Oh yeah.
But as we're sitting here in the early stages of the game, people are just gonna give some love taps back and forth. They're just waiting for everything to speed up so kills can actually start happening a little bit more.
Still a 5v5 here.
Yep.
And we do have that classic 5-wall orange. Fun fact, 5-wall orange has a 40% chance of showing up on any given roll-off.
Yeah, and Backspawn Boys, again, this is played to the first team to win 7 games. So Backspawn Boys is literally within 2, just spitting distance of taking this victory and taking home that sweet chunk of change. And then Vilmer can buy his 8 mansions.
Ooh, one team go. Oh wow, Yusuf already going down. Early lead for Heisenberg here. They love to see it.
Oh yeah, and that's
Yep, there we go. 3 with the suicide. Okay, so now
that
4v3.
was really close though to surviving.
Yes. Whoever he was grabbing for the suicide jumped into a gap trying to recover. Another backspawn goes down. This might be the break that we need to see for Heisenberg.
Yeah, Heisenberg can't take a breath yet, though. They still need to play this out. We've seen so many 4v2s get turned around because people got comfortable.
They think they're chilling because they have such an advantage, but it's really not. Like you said, 2 people can go down easily.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely just need to teamwork. Yeah, really all they need to do is go for a suicide. And the thing is, if Backspawn Boys goes for a kill on one of your players, what you do is you just counter grab them and push them off with.
You know what? Also, just remember too. You know how those roll-offs were close? They were close, not on their server. Now they're on their server.
Yeah, this is going to be even crazier for Backspawn Boys. So this might actually be a good play for him. Yeah. Because Backspawn Boys is going to have to deal with this bad ping.
If I was one of them right now, though, I would send someone to go do 1 roll on blue. It's the easiest 1 roll. They can just secure surviving.
But the thing is, with Backspawn Boys having that high ping, it definitely is harder to grab them. They are very evadable.
That's what I mean. Just secure one of the Heisenbergs to be safe, because right now they're all getting in each other's way.
Yeah, because it's currently, now we're just looking at a 3v1 right now, and if Backspawn Boys can just time this out, it at least goes null, and I think that's at least the plan here. Oh my lord!
God, it's a 1v1.
And attempted wall bang didn't work.
Oh my god, they lost a 4v1. Oh my god, Karem coming up. Wow. Karem must be on cloud 9 right now.
But on the sad note for Heisenberg, we have a high note going on for Backspawn Boys, pulling up their lead 6-2. This
Wow.
is some big scores we got going on. And honestly, Heisenberg taking the most games that anyone has taken on Backspawn Boys to this time. To be fair, there has not been a single team of the losing side of any round of this tournament that has gotten 3 wins yet.
True.
So we'll see what happens. It's Heisenberg's call. The roll-off didn't work. Thin Ice didn't work. Lost Temple didn't work. What do you got in your bag of tricks? This is your chance. What is your last?
I would run roll off again. I think their comms just fell apart in the end there, to be honest with you. I think they run that again. They should 99% of the time win a 4v1.
I do think that the roll-off would be a good run again, especially with the ping in their favor. But the thing that I would be more scared about with this roll-off is, say they win. And they have this great strategy, and they know what they're doing. Backspawn Boys picks roll-off again, and now you have this mentality of how to play, but now the ping's reversed.
True.
So it could become a mental problem if you get too used to this ping. However, that same issue will happen to Backspawn Boys, but they're more used to their ping.
I honestly think Backspawn Boys, now that they know they win Temple majority of the time, they might just choose Temple because they have a lot of room for error if Heisenberg wins this. Because Heisenberg would have to win countless games back to back to back.
Yeah, and they could just keep picking Temple, and they just have to win one of those on a coin flip.
Exactly. Yeah, because they're gonna have hosts every time. They literally Heisenberg cannot lose from here on out.
This is literally the last game Heisenberg is allowed to host.
Correct.
Well, no, you could null.
True. Always a technicality.
I mean, we did null this round once. So
yeah. That was crazy.
This was definitely not the round I expected to
The
null.
first match, yeah.
They're definitely going after 3-putt. They know 3-putt's doing jumps, but 3-putt knows to do the early jump and dive across. All right, well, make sure we build some hype, my dude. We are in a potential final round. Backspawn Boys is playing, Heisenberg is playing, but Heisenberg is playing to survive and keep playing for this $1,700. However, Backspawn Boys, I was talking about tasting that money. That money is right in front of them, and they're about to take a big old bite out of it. We'll see if they can get this victory. Oh, that is a bad round for 3-putt. 3-putt being the first out does put advantage and suicide potential in Backspawn's court.
Oh no, that was a horrible misplay from 3-putt. I'm sure he's beating himself up on that, but that's okay. He's still there for his team on comms. The roll-off is now speeding up. $1,200 on the line.
Yeah, and each team is going to walk away with money, but one team's going to walk out with sure no.
Yusuf going for that suicide play. He saw the opportunity.
Yeah, and it's just slowly looking more grim right now for Heisenberg, but they can come back. They've done it before.
It's a 2v4 now. They did just lose another player.
So we'll see how this goes. And this is, again, this is in the ping difference. This is in the region of Heisenberg. This is their home territory.
That's true. You have to keep that in mind.
So with that, we're going to be seeing a lot of grabs. Everyone's starting to get a little grabby, at least doing some tap touches to throw people off of what their run is like, because you can't let them time out the next 5 steps of their beam. You definitely need to make sure you throw them off so that way they can't just have a plan. So even tap grabs every now and then are important, but that's another Heisenberg. Now it's going to be 4v1.
I believe it's Drew. Can Drew clutch this 1v4?
He's done a 1v3. I don't know if he can do 1v4.
Just adding one more on that board.
This man has won down. Is now a 1v3. He's now working 1v3. All right, he's just taking the grabs. He knows he has to keep jumping early because he can't jump late. But the thing is, when will backspawn boys understand if he's jumping early, grab him a little earlier and throw off that whole timing on him?
Yeah.
And that's going to really throw Drew Crew out of his sync.
It looks like he's doing really quick transfers as well. They got to start tap grabbing him more if they want him to stop doing those quick transfers.
Yeah, you can't let him stay at the top. You need him closer because as soon as he gets close, it can be over. But the thing is, you are falling behind him, and you see Backspawn Boys keeps getting close. And if Drew Crew can at least even time this out, that's just as good.
There was a suicide grab before the transfer, and that does it.
And with that, your champions are going to be, assuming nothing happened, Backspawn Boys.
Woo! GG's to Backspawn Boys. Oh my god, what a tournament.
Seems like they're gonna do a victory lap here and try and time this out to the best of their ability.
Looks like Karem's starting to one roll. Let's go. Oh my god, GG's all around. Congrats to Heisenberg Blue on second place. Backspawn Boys being the victor of the tournament. Congratulations to them as well. Oh my.
Definitely a hard fought battle across the board. Thin Ice versus Roll Off. Roll Off just went a little bit better.
Yeah. Oh my god. GG's. Thank you all so much for the help. Huge shout out to the mods. Huge shout out to Neon Caster, my co-host. Neon, how can people find you?
If you guys want to find me, the best way to find me currently is through my Twitter or my Twitch link. You can find me at either thing on Neon Caster, just my name in Twitch or Twitter, and you will find me.
Awesome. Make sure to hit up Neon, y'all, for any casting opportunities. Can't recommend him enough. Made this day amazing for me. I was really anxious going into this, as most of you all know, this is my first ever tournament, and he just made that anxiety go away. And there was the timeout. GG's to Backspawn Boys, making it official.
Good job. And now before we get on with this, I want to make sure I shout out some people because City's not giving himself credit, guys. Everyone in this chat, City just ran a tournament. City just did all this work. This guy right over here. Right over here.
There we go.
I'm on the wrong side. I didn't know where my door was for a second. This guy has done a ton of work to get this tournament up and started. He said he had endless anxiety. It's because he put so much work in it. He didn't want it to go for nothing. Make sure you yell out that he did a great tournament. We all would love to see this tournament again. And to everyone who played, thank you to the players who came by and started playing. You also make this tournament go round, and you make it very fun, because without players we can't even do this. And I'm going to keep on going to the mods one more time. Without the mods, we would hate our job. I've definitely casted a tournament where I've had to mod and do all that at the same time. It sucks, trust me. So all the mods, I got Unimportant VIP, I got Breaker One. I also want to be shouting out City Limits PK over here. These guys put on one hell of a tournament. You can look at me and you can say thank you to me like City just did, but I want you guys to know I just sat here and talked about a tournament. I got to enjoy watching some Fall Guys. They're the ones who did all the work in the background. I just tried to put some excitement and flair on the top.
Oh, dude, you did more than just that. Thank you so much, Neon. I really appreciate everything you've done. Yes, as he said, huge shout out to Breaker One and Unimportant VIP. They made this tournament run seamlessly in the back scenes, or behind the back scenes, and just couldn't have done this without them. Thank you all so much again for all the love and support, and thank you so much for a great first Fall Masters. I appreciate it. We'll hopefully be back with the Fall Masters too. We'll see how things go, but regardless, thank you all so much. Sending you all off. Take care, Neon.
See it.